right now, Chris.
Oh,
No,
okay.
just leave like that. Let people come in. And not, during this kind of time, we could like put the banner on. I just got to put a thing that says we'll be on shortly. That we, I think,
I don't see a banner.
no, go to brand, right at the bottom, the logo.
Ah, this one,
Yes, sir.
like yesterday.
You know what? You know what I wanted? I wanted, is the mouse over there, the moose?
See?
Oh, there we go. Here's the power. There we go. But I just want, oh, see which one of those are they right there in front of you?
That there's a little chip. Right
Yeah,
there.
those little damn chips.
I found it. I got it.
Hey, well, I got some stickers for you.
Oh, okay, yeah,
$5
yeah.
of stickers.
I got you, bro. Damn, I should have brought. I have some too. I was gonna bring them to you.
Yeah, stickers are great, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That goes on my hard hats.
yeah.
Okay, you're good.
All right. See, all right, we got people coming in. 23. Let's go. All right, Chris, let's open this thing up, man. No intro yet. I'll tell you when.
Okay. Camera.
Lights,
camera, action.
and let's rock and roll. All right, there we go. So before we get started, as always, I gotta give my 2 seconds. I want to give a shout out to the Groove Shack podcast. I saw the gentleman and met him today. It was a great conversation, and he's gonna be the MC. I hope. I think we sealed the deal. He's gonna be the MC at the May 21st meeting. So I want to say thank you to that gentleman, and go check him out. And then I also want to give a big shout out to the One Shot Boxing Club out in San Fernando on San Fernando Road. I went there today. Today was their grand opening. It was a success, and it's a great thing to see people coming to the community, making boxing rings. Keep kids busy and doing something positive, man. So I just want to give all those guys a shout out. And with that, Chris, hit that intro. There you go, baby.
That's dope.
All right, you guys know what it is. It's the one, it's the only, it's the American Cholo podcast. There is no podcast like this in the nation, homeboy. And today, it's Saturday. It's a beautiful sunny day out here in Southern California. And I got a gentleman that I've had on way back when. And you finally coming into the cave, buddy. You finally came into the cave. It's one of the OG Latino hip hop guys in the world, Mr. Ese Daz from Spanish Fly. What's up, man?
What's good, man? Thank you for having me. Last time was the pandemic from home.
Is that what that was? It was, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy time, dude. That shit was, the 405 was completely empty. It was something out of a movie, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And we were just doing Zoom stuff.
It was all Zoom, bro.
All right, so what you got over there, homeboy? What you slanging for me, homeboy?
You mean
yeah,
these,
what you got
bro?
over there,
You
carnal?
gotta buy them, homie.
I got you, play. I got you. I support.
I got just for you, man. This is the original Spanish Fly, the old school, the 18 with the bullet. That album, Trust No Man.
Shit, that's right.
With my homeboy Ese Rich Rock Tricks, the first generation Spanish Fly.
Oh, that's what's up.
And then this one is the second generation where my boy Johnny D. You got Mox of Mexiclan and Animines on that one, on that project.
All right.
They rap more on that one. I produce. I rap here and there, but
you just produce. It's good.
And then Johnny D's album.
Oh, big Johnny
It's
D.
out
Shout out
now,
to Johnny
yeah.
D. Shout out to Johnny
It's
D. What's up, Johnny D? How's he doing?
He's doing good, man. We got to get him on here one day. Hopefully.
All right, yeah, we can do that. Hopefully.
Right.
Tell him to send a check to.
Right.
No, we do not charge. We don't have that pleasure as of yet.
Pretty soon.
No, so what's up, man? Talk to me. We did it before, but let's give people a little background on you. You're from the original group.
Yeah, the original group Spanish Fly. Man, I mean, we started in the late 80s, but on wax, on record, it was maybe 91 when it came out, 18 with a bullet. So 18 with a bullet.
So you guys started in the 80s, huh?
Yeah, because my boy Tricks and myself, we were DJs. Right. So it was that whole part of the break dancing, the whole culture of it.
Right.
DJing, and Rich Rock started rapping. He rapped more. He wasn't into the cholo, the gangster style at that point.
Right.
It was more hip hop and just
wait, 80. What was this?
Like late 80s, 89.
Okay, so right at the tip of the 80s.
Yeah.
So you guys were friends, like what?
Yeah, we grew up in the same community, city of Carson. Went to the same schools, Dolores Street School. Ese Rich Rock lived around the block from me, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Frank lived around the way, a couple blocks away. But we met each other at middle school, man. Carnegie Middle School.
Yeah,
Carnegie and Carson.
What city, carnal?
Yeah, city of Carson.
Okay.
C. Arson.
C. Arson?
Yeah, where my boy Razkaz is from.
What's a C. Arson for, homeboy?
Nah, we got the lyrics of Fury. That's why. We got Razkaz from Carson. If you don't know him, he's dope. So right. We just say that. C. Arson. We got hot bars over there.
Oh, I believe it. And then what's kind of weird how in different cities they do it. They do have different flows,
Yeah,
like
different style.
different styles. You South Central have a certain style, like
Mhm.
back then, like South Central Cartel, Raw. It was every kind of area had its own. But yeah, you guys had some definitely some cool lyricist stuff going up in there.
Yeah. Well, a lot of time on that album that you hear, you don't hear a lot of rich rock in that, but the old school tapes that we have, it was a little different. And then once the gang culture came in, it changed up. Then you had So 18 with a Bullet, which took off. It did very well for us.
Yeah, that was a hot hit back in those days.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Yeah.
even out here, everywhere, every swap meet had them. Everybody who had underground shit had it.
Yeah. I remember getting out of high school, Carson High School, man, walking, and cars were driving by bumping it, and I was like, oh shit, okay, I guess this is taking off, you know what I mean? And then going to Magic Disc Records at the time, I think it was Magic Disc or one of those stores they don't have anymore.
Right, of course.
And like, walking in, and one of my friends was like, hey, the owner, I told him that, and you guys, he brought us over there, and I remember seeing the whole, you have the whole section of tapes.
Yes.
And it was an 18 with a Bullet, bro.
That's
black
right.
and white. So you feel good about that, and I was proud of it at the time.
Of course, you should be.
It's different times, man, but it was fun. You know?
I bet. You guys had a real good thing going. How long was the group really last though?
It didn't last long, man.
Right.
If you haven't seen the documentary, there's a documentary out right now on Amazon Prime. It's called Spanish Fly. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It kind of goes into a lot of that.
It's a great documentary, by the way.
Thank
Seriously,
you.
no bullshit. It's
Thank you.
a very, very good documentary put together.
Thank you. Big ups to my boy Jamal and a lot of students from USC. They put it together. They're part of that whole documentary. But yeah, that time was great, bro. The early 90s. It was a time when we were underground, like really underground. You had, let's say, Kid Frost was like on a major label at that time. You had Lighter Shade of Brown. Right. Proper Dose, maybe.
You had Proper Dose in there.
But we were underground. We were independent. Familia Records.
Oh, that's
if you know anything, from Familia Records came Little Rob. Came the San Diego guys, Night Owls.
That's right.
The Shadows. It's that branch. But we were the first group that Familia Records put out.
So then I'm gonna ask you, man. I love it.
Yeah, rest in peace to Night Owl, by the way.
No, that's right. Rest in peace to Night Owl, San Diego. Hey, so even though Night Owl will be talking shit right now after I ask this question, because Night Owl was a fool, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who would you consider the first Chicano rap group?
Man, that's a
loaded question.
That's a big debate.
That's
right?
a loaded question. That's a loaded question.
Yeah, depending who you ask,
right,
you'll get different answers. The first Chicano rapper, man, that's tough. Man. That's tough. I mean, because there's so many variables. What do you mean, like out, like major label, underground? I mean,
no. Who started this gangster shit?
Who started it? I can't say though. I won't say this is the first guy, but I'm gonna say that it was. I name a few. I'll name a few.
Perfect,
I can't really because you know what? I can't take credit for
that.
I think like from what I remember, Frost was out.
Yes.
Because I remember listening to Frost, right? I remember, like I said, Lighter Shade of Brown. But I'll throw Spanish Fly in there because we were part of that whole thing. At the same time that they were on majors, we were underground. Nobody knew about us.
Right.
Because it spread out like word of mouth. Murray Brumfield would go to the hoods, open his trunk like Eazy-E used to do it, right? And just boom, 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 word of mouth, underground. And then we got known that way. So yeah, I don't want to like say, hey, this is the first guy. I can't. It's hard to tell.
Well, who's
it's hard to really know because you'll have someone next week and they'll say, no, there's a guy from up north. That was the first guy. I don't like, to me, I give everyone credit. Those are the groups that I remember.
Right. Who was let me ask you this then. Who was the first guy that ever rapped that was Chicano that you ever heard? Just aside from yourselves. That you ever
aside from us.
Aside from you guys. The first guy you ever heard.
For me, it was Frost.
It was Frost, right? Yeah. So
it was Frost for me.
Some guys are deep in the industry. They hate Frost.
Yeah,
they hate fucking Frost. He's fake. I've noticed that. Frost may never come here. I don't give a shit. He don't really. I don't answer anyway, so I don't give a shit. But really, no. Frost to me was the first one that I ever remember. And then it was because people would just sit there like they're in the industry, but as far as us who just listen to it, let's say, I mean, you guys were in this, but listening to it, Frost was the first guy I ever heard.
No, you're right. I mean, for me, regardless of whatever,
he didn't start it, but he was the first one.
I give credit where credit is due, and I remember I went to a concert actually. I forget where it was, and Frost was performing.
Okay,
and I remember like, oh shoot, I would have rocked that shit, right?
Right.
But So yeah, you gotta give it up. Whether
right.
you don't like the guy or
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
like,
that-
hey, he
me-
gets his flowers.
Let me give it to Memo Juarez for that 1999 super chat. Spanish Fly, they put the harbor area on the map,
That's
homeboy.
what's up, man.
There
Thank
you
you.
go, getting that love, carnal, getting that
Yeah, no,
love.
thank you, man.
But yeah, that's exact. Listen, Frost did not start Chicano rap. Okay,
No.
let's get that. No problem. We'll check. There's a problem with Raza. We gotta check shit off. Okay,
Right.
Frost did not do Chicano rap. Let's check it out. Frost is not a gang member. Let's check that off. Frost did not go to the Pinta. Let's check
Right.
it off. Frost has gray hair. Just the stupidest shit. But if you ask anybody who opened up the door, yeah, it was Frost.
man. I mean, I went to the studio. We used to go to Paramount Recording Studios in Hollywood. Matter
Okay.
of fact, I think it was Hollywood, and Frost was there.
That's right.
So I remember that. And yeah, he was already out. I mean, he had and they had that album. What is it? Hispanic Causing Panic and all that.
And he had a few hits on that thing. It wasn't like it was a one-hit wonder.
no.
It's a family affair. They had those ones. Like he
Yeah.
had some hits.
I mean,
Sunshine.
Yeah, Sunshine and La Raza. We're around similar times, but like I said, you asked me who did you hear first, and I remember hearing him. Besides us, I remember hearing Frost. That was the guy that I heard.
I think he's a extremely influential guy in the game.
Yeah,
but nobody gives him his. I mean, straight up, nobody does. They don't. I've heard more hate towards that guy. I swear I have. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not listening to it because I'm like, they always hate the guy on top, and he was the guy that was on top, and now it's kind of like, that guy no es esto, nah, come on.
It's kind of, and I know you know this, right? But come on, what happens with the raza a lot of times with
that's
each other,
problem.
right?
You think you're all bad.
Real.
You think you're all bad.
Yeah. And you hate on each other.
You think you're all bad.
And during that time, I remember I was part of that. I was part of that era. And I remember, bro, we take all responsibility. We were like, oh, fuck that fool. He's from over there, different area. Yeah. That's part of the problem.
The tribalism in us, homie. Mm-hmm. The tribalism.
And that used to happen.
Straight up. It would be like, Harbor area. That guy's from the Valle. That guy's from East LA. That guy's here. That guy's went to the Pinta. That guy's not a gang. And then it's, and you know what's one of the saddest things, unfortunate, in the industry to this day, especially like where it's not even Chicano rap, just homies that rap. Yeah. Let's say homies that rap.
Yeah.
They talk about sometimes they're trying to do good, positive, but they always push that if you're not a gang member, you shouldn't be rapping about. No, they're rapping about where they're at, their environment. They're creating art.
But what's interesting with that too? I'd always say, okay, the same guys that say that, I'm like, yeah, Dr. Dre wasn't a gangster. Neither was Ice Cube. He was intelligent.
Why are you talking facts?
I'm just saying, right?
Why are you talking facts?
But check it out. But our own people were like, nah, that fool can't rap because he's not a real gangster. But you buy Dr. Dre and Ice Cube, they're not gangsters. Eazy-E was probably the only one. Nah,
Tupac Shakur was not a gangster, people. We were in that era.
I mean, why? Like, you got to ask yourself that question.
Because we some fucking haterade people, homeboy.
That's true.
Straight up. We're in the haterade community, carnal.
You hate your own, right?
There is more love in the hate. If we got the haters together than the people actually trying to do something, the haters will win. But the haterades are winning, carnal. At least on social media.
Yeah, it's true.
In real life, no, we're all doing our thing. But yeah, dude, it's sad. Dude. It's really sad.
No, it is, man. It is. It kind of it hurts us. It keeps us from growing, and just hip hop or Latinos or Chicano rap, whatever, it like hinders you.
To me, if you don't like it, just keep going. There's just turn a channel. It's like me turning on a channel of a program I hate, and every time my wife walks in, I'm like, "This is so stupid. This is so stupid." Yeah. She'll probably be like, "Well, why don't you change it?
Yeah,
why don't you change it? Right?
Yeah, just change it, man.
Just change it." But no, I think they'd rather just sit there and it's almost like in a gang thing. I'd rather hurt you, but I'm hurting you with the fucking text.
Internet gangbanging, right?
And then when you block them, they get all upset at you. That's what it is. So what's up with the other part of Spanish Fly? What you got? What's the whole thing with that? How many? Who's in the group?
Oh, like I said, the second generation. Well, we had the third generation right now. Part of that group is like I said, Johnny D. Mm-hmm. Who he was part of the second generation. We had a song called Smoker's Paradise back in like 2000 and what was it, 2006.
I like that one. That
it was on Power 106. It got radio. Right? Yeah, it got radio play. We weren't with Silent Giant at the time. That was a time when there was a MTV3. I had
you were on straight MTV, dude.
MTV3,
That's right.
Something About You. I had a single.
I remember that one. That was another one that brought it back into the scene.
Yeah, man. That was a cool time, bro. Because at that time, it was happening. Like even with reggaeton, Don Omar, all those guys were out. We were out on the Chicano side, and they were trying to bridge that together. I did a song with there's a group Zion and Lennox. Okay. I did a song with one of those guys, and it was doing pretty good, man. And I went to New York, MTV3, to represent the raza. It was good. It was a good opportunity, and it was fun to be there. But yeah, you know, I think the crash happened after that, and
Oh,
that affected a lot of things.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah,
Was-
because I'll go ahead.
Was that in 08 or are you talking about
Oh
early?
08.
Okay.
After that, when 08 hit, then I think a lot of those labels and stuff like that. I feel, I mean, I'm not sure, but I think what happened is a lot of people got let go, and the Latino side.
I believe it.
So you know, you lost the MTV3, and MTV3 was showing the Chicanos and the Latinos. So once you got rid of that,
It was
like
giving that exposure.
yeah, we weren't getting the same exposure. And you see that right now. I mean, look where we're at right now. We
Yeah,
don't really have that much exposure, but at that time we were getting it.
Yeah, for
You know?
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think also bridging the gap all the time. It's hard to bridge the gap with. Let's be honest, homie. It's
Mhm.
hard to bridge the gap with homies, Chicanos, and I don't want to say when I say Chicano, I don't mean listen. I mean every brown
Right.
homie. People think, oh, you gotta be Mexican. Nah, I mean,
Nah.
I'm Chicano, carnal. It's a lifestyle. But,
Yeah.
So I think there's a big issue with us in especially like Southern California, and we're a big mecca, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
That we kind of don't want to change our ways sometimes. Like they're like, oh, that shit's stupid. I don't want to work
Yeah.
with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I saw an interview that it wasn't even an interview. It was a platform, it was a forum. It was Snow the Product.
Okay.
It was what's the guy Joe? Big Pun's old homeboy, Fat Joe.
Oh, Fat Joe.
Fat Joe was there,
Yeah.
and there was some other big time rappers, right? And
Yeah.
it was a great conversation.
Mhm.
And you know, Snow the Product was representing beautifully,
Yeah.
very smart. That
Yeah.
young lady is very smart and got major skills,
And
right?
she got skills.
Yeah, major skills. Dude. So she was there representing for the Raza Chicanos, you know, Southern California, and it took me back a little bit. I was like, yeah, but he's kind of right. Fat Joe was saying stuff about, you know, nah, man, it's so different out here in Los Angeles.
Mhm.
It's hard to work with certain people. Like it gets too political, homeboy. And he kind of put it out there, and Snow kind of was like, because it's somewhat true, dude.
Yeah.
And I think if that continues, it's never gonna break in the industry the way we really want it. And no, it should have.
No. Yeah. I think that's definitely a problem.
Right?
I think there's a lot that go into it. I think because people ask all the time, well, how come Chicano rap is not here? You know,
Right.
I think there's a lot of reasons for it.
Mhm.
I feel, you know,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't have all the answers, but I think, you know, and sometimes I don't know, man, maybe sometimes maybe it's not the it thing, you know, and that's okay.
That's okay.
What I mean by that is, you know, you got the mainstream, right? The mainstream is mainstream, and maybe Chicano rap ain't meant to be in the mainstream.
Well,
Sometimes it's what I mean by that.
No,
The
no,
it
no,
thing
I
is
agree with you.
right, like cause some kids, I ask kids all the time, like, who you listen
yeah,
to?
they don't. No.
It's rare though. I think during my years, they might have mentioned. Well, anyway, they did mention Little Rob at one point,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
these are certain people that crossed over a little bit.
Yeah, Lil Rob
They
crossed over.
mentioned that, right?
Lil Rob
But
crossed over.
other than that, they never mentioned a Chicano rapper. To me, it's always a mainstream. So, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that it's okay if Chicano rap is not the it thing. We have our crowd. We got, you know, you got your fan
Well,
base.
the thing is, I think there's very few Chicano rappers that people really want to feel, and I feel
Yeah.
the same way. I think there's
Yeah.
only people, there's certain ones that mastered that because it is a different form of rap, I believe.
No, yeah, for sure.
But the industry is too saturated with homie rap. Let's call it homie rap.
Okay.
Homie rap. That
Okay.
way people don't get upset at me, want to beat me up. Right? I already got the homies trying to beat me up. I don't want the homies beat me up. Let's call it homie rap because that homie rap is good to be in the hood with your homie like this,
Yeah.
drinking some
No, yeah,
beer,
yeah.
and that fool really don't know how to rap that great,
I
homie.
know
But he's
what you
talking
mean.
about Carson. He's talking about this. He's talking about the harbor, and he's like,
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, sounds dope. But you put that shit on the wide world, like that shit don't sound that great.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I think that's the
Yeah.
problem. I think it's too saturated, so people like they get turned off. But on the other side of that, Snow the Product's not a Chicano rapper.
No.
Snow the Product is just an excellent rapper, videos,
Yeah.
the delivery,
Yeah.
the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And she's not like she should be a Nicki Minaj. She should be what's her name? Boricua, the
Which one? Oh, the
Cardi-
one that
Cardi
my
B.
girl, yeah, Cardi B.
Cardi
Yeah,
B,
yeah.
that's Chris's crush right there, man. Cardi B. Yeah, Cardi B, Snow the Product should be as big as those,
Yeah.
and she is big, right? But she's not somebody you're gonna go into a room and say, "Hey, man, Snow the Product," because there'll be people. Cardi B, name off the back. I don't care who it is, even political people. Cardi B, they know already.
know.
Snow the Product should be that big. Do you
I
think she
know.
shouldn't?
I think so. And that's the second question. Why? Why is she not?
Because we haters. Because we're fucking haters. I mean, that's the problem. Straight up.
Could be. Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Who did I speak to? Oh my God, we're gonna talk about the haterade. Karina Luna, she was on this podcast,
Okay.
and this was when I think Karina Luna was probably one of our second or third guests, like
Okay.
very early in, right? And shout out to Karina Luna, she came on and she's in the industry, like as far as acting.
Okay.
She said she went to a seminar and they were talking about that. Latinos in the music, no, the movie industry. Why are they so underrepresented? Why this? Why that? And that this big time, I hope I'm not saying who, but it was a guy that's in the industry,
Okay.
like straight big time producer, director, something. And he told her, "Listen, man, it's not so much that the stuff's not out there that we don't try to do. Your people don't show up."
Okay.
Straight up, he's like,
Okay.
your people don't show up.
Okay.
He's like, we'll do like
Okay.
you know, and it is. It's like remember when Black Panther came out, the African American movie, right? It was the real first like black superhero, dude. It was out of Marvel. It was the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
And what do the brothers do and the sisters do? I saw on TMZ.
Yeah.
Go see Black Panther.
Yeah.
Go see Black Panther.
Yeah.
Go watch it 4 times. Go watch
That's
it 6
real.
times. Let's have our money show that we want to support this so they make more Black Panthers. We'd be like, oh, La Familia Christmas.
That's true.
Unless the Familia picture is like maybe from LA, then I'll
Real.
go. If the Familia picture is from Texas, then Texas is gonna go watch the majority of the movie. If the Familia movies from San Francisco, then France. It's a damn shame that we can't see it. It's a Christmas movie, dude. It's about raza. Let's enjoy this, but we don't.
That reminds me because I was on the Long Beach Carlos. I was on his podcast.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
As a
big
matter-
shout out to the
yeah,
homie.
yeah, I got his cup. I got your cup. Long Beach, I got your cup. Hey, no, he left his big old jug over here, and I said, Long Beach Carlos. I said, I have your jug.
Yeah.
I said, if you don't watch my podcast, and then 2 weeks it's mine, because obviously you're not gonna watch it. He hasn't hit me up,
Oh,
so he's too busy. So
it's gone, bro.
it's gone, homeboy. I'm gonna
Can't
put that
have
shit.
it.
It's gonna be on Craigslist. It's gonna be Long Beach Carlos, $150. I'm sorry. Go ahead. folks.
No, but when I was on there, we were talking about that, like similar conversation.
Right.
And and he was like, yeah, it's funny, you go see, and I love, trust me, I love Dr. Dre, I love Ice Cube, I love all those. We grew up on that, right? But he's like, you know, Raza, you go pay $50 to see Too Short or something.
Oh yeah.
But you won't go pay 50 to go see Spanish Fly or like you said, a Frost or whatever,
No.
or these new guys, right? The King Little G's, whoever, they won't pay $50. Why not? And that's what you're talking about.
That's
They
exactly
they
what it
don't
is.
show up,
That's exactly-
and that's really, and you're right, because they're gonna tell you, right, way we're putting them out there, but your Raza or
Yeah.
the people are not showing up. What do you want me to do?
You're not showing
And
up.
so you're right. I
So-
think that
as an investor, I can see an investor saying, or I can see any CEO in any company looking at it. All right, let me see the numbers, guys. All right, well, we got
numbers.
we got this white rapper right here. All right, he made us a few $100 million. We got this African American. We got this Chinese group that dances. They're all pretty little boys. They make this much. Wait,
no, you're right.
look, hey, look at the numbers for the Latinos in. No, I'm not investing in that shit. That stock has been flat because they're not buying it. But this is the ironic part of it. We are a huge part of that consumer.
We are.
Straight up.
We are. Like that reminds me too about when people say Chicano rap is not huge, this and that. They're not investing in Latinos. I'm like, well, they are, because Chicano rap, reggaeton.
Oh yeah.
Now here's the thing though, maybe it's just this music makes you dance, bro. It's party music.
Right. Yeah.
This one, yeah, you party, smoke a little joint, you kick it in the backyard, whatever.
For the hood,
Yeah,
for
it's
the
for the
block.
hood. It's for the hood. But this music here, it's making millions, bro. Bad Bunny, right? Like someone's investing in him. He's Latino,
yes,
sí or no? So they are investing.
Vámonos.
So they are investing, but there's certain. It's money.
Again, they're not investing in the
Yes.
Chicano in Southern California, Northern California. This is Chicano in general, because the Chicano has kind of I don't know. It's,
And that's what and that's why I say, like, there's nothing wrong with, I love Chicano rap or whatever, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not meant to be at a certain point. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that, like I said, that I agree on 100%. It's just, it's not that hot of an item anymore.
Maybe, yeah,
It had
anymore.
its time. It would be like saying, why is disco not the best? And we're out there in disco gear every year. Like, hey, dude,
I like seeing you in disco gear, bro. Come on.
Oh, hey, if you ain't seen me in my skates, carnal, I get my afro and I do my
Hell
thing.
yeah.
I like to party. I like
That's
to party.
right.
Where's my picture? I got a picture of me on the bull somewhere right here.
There you go.
Hey, but yeah, I think, yeah, you know what? Yeah. All right, people. We just found something out today in the American Troll podcast. All right. This is certified. This is it. Chicano rap has hit its peak.
He
Okay,
said hit his peak.
it's like gang membership in the '90s. It hit its peak. Yeah, it's getting a little bit bigger like today,
Yeah,
but it's not gonna ever go any higher than that.
I mean, don't mean you can't cross over. Depends what you do, but
But then when you cross over, use a punk, use a sellout.
you might be a sellout.
That's
but
the fucking problem with our people.
hey, man, you just got to be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna cross over and make it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to do you,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, but like I said, there's still a beauty to it. There's still, if you're in that and you got to rap, you can still make your money. Maybe, you know, you
No.
can still do your shows
Yes,
and go there.
no.
You know, doesn't mean that, but
It does. It just doesn't mean you're not gonna be selling at the Staples Center. Okay, but can you make money off it? Yes, there's a huge market for it. Absolutely, you can definitely make money for it. And there's guys like Conejo. Conejo to me is one of the few guys who he had mastered that since the '90s, because when he did it, it wasn't Chicano rap. It was a straight like that.
Yeah.
He reminds me of, let's say, one of these fucking guys now that are real gangster ass fools, from the '90s and had that flow and had that thing, and it wasn't corny.
Yeah.
And he's mastered. He's making a living off it. There's a few guys that do that, but he's also a grinder. The one thing that I've noticed, Daz, is that in the Chicano rap community, there's a lot of lazy ass homies. Hey, homie, I'm just calling it how I see it. There's a lot of lazy ass homies that, because they got 100,000 views on their shit, all of a sudden they think they made it. Well, that's just the beginning. That's just showing you what you can actually do. But you can't sit back now and just.
Nah, you gotta go get it. If you want to get it.
I don't see him going and getting it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I don't see him going and getting. I think nowadays it's almost like a lot of the rappers, they're just doing it for the gram, homeboy.
I was gonna go into that. I don't know. You know, social. Well, we had Facebook. I think at the time we were making MySpace.
I was never there.
We had the MySpace where the music was going. We had MySpace, and that was like our IG.
I used to steal it off of what was that one they shut down?
Which one?
Oh, it was LimeWire.
Oh, LimeWire.
Yeah,
LimeWire. That was a music, right? You can get music from there.
I got some major viruses from LimeWire, but I got free music.
And there you go.
Until they shut it down.
So do you think social media or the IG is making a lot of these rappers kind of lazy with it, because it's like a facade? I got 100,000 views, I made it.
Yes.
But you really didn't make it. You know, you're not. I don't know.
Listen, if you are not paying your bills with your craft, you have not made it. All right, let me just tell you straight up. There you go, guys. Another one. Let's put this out the checkbook.
That is real.
If you are not living off your craft, you have not made it. Yeah. And that's the problem with too many people. They think they got views. I can go outside and go beat up some bum and put it on fucking Instagram. I'll get 1 million views. I'll probably go to the county for a little bit, but look at this fool. American troll, beat this guy up. Yeah, I'm gonna get the views, homie. But you know what? I'm going backwards in it.
It doesn't. I guess if you got whatever, how many views is what do you think is considered like, or what do you think they're using as? I got this many views, I made it. What number?
It all depends what level of that game you're on right now. Okay. Some people might say 300, some people 1,000. Depends.
The thing is that doesn't translate to money.
No, not at all.
So if you have 300,000 views, that doesn't mean you're rolling or
nothing.
And a lot of times I do see maybe a lot of guys on IG, and it's always happened, not just now. People they fake it till they make it.
Yeah,
that's not my way. That's not my philosophy. Yeah, I wouldn't roll that way, but I think that happens a lot, and it's giving the wrong message to a lot of the youth sometimes.
I agree.
I work with students, so I'm just saying, like, I always have to kind of do some counseling to some of these kids because they really believe that.
They do.
I'm just saying.
They do, and that's a bad part of social media.
Yeah.
And let's kind of go into that one, man. We talk on and off all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And you hit me up that one day. I think it was one of your ex-students that went to the school that you were working at that got shot and killed by another young guy. Can you talk to me a little about that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, so he I don't know all the details, but yeah, he was in that game and the gang life or whatever, and he got killed, man. He got murdered, and
was it in front of the school?
No, it wasn't. That wasn't. I don't think it was in front of the school. I don't know where he was at, but like a community center or something like that.
Okay,
but,
something.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, the thing is, he's just one of many. I mean, I've been doing this for years, right? Yes. As a counselor for over 16 years now. But
that's what's up.
But yeah, I talk to kids all the time, man, and what gets me is when I talk to them, I try to let them know the real, right? Like I tell them how I grew up, whatever, and I try to tell them, hey man, you got to do better, bro. Don't get caught up in that life or whatever. And some of them, and some of them not even real with it. They're just kind of like getting guidance from the OG homies in the street, right? Yep. And a lot of times, what they don't realize is the little homies, they're the ones that are using. Hey, grab my cuete real quick. Go do this jale.
Yeah.
And it's happened because I know I've counseled a lot of these kids, right? But here's the thing that a lot of times they tell me, yeah, mister, but look at you. You're doing good. You made it. And I have to tell them, yeah, but I was lucky, bro. Like
Yeah.
I was lucky. You might not be lucky. And so the reason I say that is because this kid, I had him in my office years ago, and I would talk to him, just giving him guidance, bro, spitting game, real game, like, hey man, it's not. I know you see these things in social media or like your favorite rapper, throwing money everywhere, and they show them like the top of the hill, but they don't show them the climb, and sometimes they're not even there's no climb, they're just faking it, they're just showing this facade, right?
The majority.
Yeah, and so I really tell them that, and I say, look, man, don't get caught up in it. But the thing is, I have an hour or two with them, and then they go back to the hood.
Yeah.
And in the hood, you got other homies that they have a bigger influence than me because I'm not with them every day, and more time.
And more time.
And so, honestly, it's real sad to me because when I talk to them, I'm like, man, and then you're like, oh, mister, but you know what? Look at you, you did good, this and that, and then
Mister.
yeah, they call you Mister, right? That part of LA, hey, Mister.
That's when you got old.
But yeah, he's one of them. And then I had another student, same thing. He got murdered, dropped out of school, selling drugs, got killed. I had a student who he's in prison right now for life. He killed another kid in his own neighborhood, just over like bullshit, bro.
You get
right?
Like, down nowadays.
Yeah,
They kill one another.
And and it's kind of sad, but I always, I try to, some of those kids, I try to like instill, goodness in them, and just, just respect for your teachers, your elders, and be respectful. And one thing that I really try to hammer into them is that basically, take ownership, like hold yourself accountable, accountability.
Yes, sir.
Because I see it all every day with some of these kids, bro. Like they don't want to be accountable. You gotta F me. Oh yeah, guess what? It's the teacher's fault. Fucker, she don't like me. She don't like you. What do you mean? And granted, there's good and bad. There's good teachers, and there's good and bad teachers, right? Like anything, right? But some of these teachers, I talk to them and they're like, no, I know them. They're like, no, I'm doing this. He can come in for tutoring, and the kids, and that's when I tell them, no, dude, you gotta be accountable. Who got that grade? Well, the myth. No, I'm like, no, you did. So that's the hardest thing in my job, bro. Try to get them to buy into what I'm trying to teach them.
Well, I think they buy into it for that amount of time that you're talking to them, but the reality, like you said, you don't have that much time, and the reality is like, all right, it sounds good and everything, but when I leave here, I don't hear anything you're talking about. I'm hearing the streets talking to me.
Yes.
And the parents, sometimes the parents may not be bad parents, but they just work.
They work,
and they're just trying to put a roof over the head, and it's expensive as hell. And and you got the gas prices going on, you got the economy hurting, you got rent going up, and the parents like, dude, I'm trying to juggle this while you're fucking joining the gang. And it's a bad situation all the way around. Brother.
No, it is, man.
But it's incredible that after so many years, we're still going through this. We shouldn't be going through such a hard thing anymore, because a lot of these young kids, they can now see the future. Go to YouTube, see these older guys. Look, this is what I tell young guys, right? If I chop it up with them, I said, listen, homie, go to your hood. All right, tonight, this week, and whenever you're gonna go to your hood, homie.
Yeah.
All right. How many guys my age do you see in your hood? Think about that. How many older homies you're gonna see like me in your hood? And the ones you do see, how they looking, carnal?
Yeah.
How they looking? How they living, homie? How they living? Look at that. That's you, homie. That's you in the future. You can sit there and think, nah, that ain't gonna be. You ain't that special to the world, homie. You may be that special to your mama, but to the real world, to the gang world, you ain't that special, homeboy. And these guys hopefully go and they're going look, and I think they know, but it's just like there's no exit strategy. It'd be nice. It'd be nice if every neighborhood like where you worked at they actually had like, all right, dude. These guys are going over here. We're gonna pay them some money to do some work. I mean, actually get them all to start boxing. Get them to communicate and open up. But until we kind of change the narrative with the kids, because there's still some people that think that's gangster. Bro.
Yeah, and a lot of these kids are heavily influenced by that. And even me, at one point I'm like, damn, And I tell them, hey, mister, you got the song. I'm like, yeah, it's a cool song. We hope, but just listen to me for a second, right? Because I'm like, yeah, that's one part. That's entertainment.
Right.
Like, I always got to tell them, those rappers that you idolize, if they're still around, they're not doing what they
ain't
say
living
they're
that
doing.
life, homie. They ain't living that life.
Because if they were, they'd be locked up right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't lie. I keep it real with them.
You got
I'm
to.
like, and they're like, what? I'm like,
Yeah, fool.
come on. I'm like, you don't, and I tell them, because what do you want to do? I want to be a rapper. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I tell them, it's cool, but think of this for a second. Do that on the side, man. Get educated. Do something different. Like we talked about. We need executive producers. We need more
Yes.
Netflix films for the Latinos.
Yep.
We need people, like I said, in Netflix. We need people in the movie industry here. We need people in the music executives that are Chicano or Latino here, whatever. Not just Chicano, Latino, right? In
Cali
general.
Mac.
Cali Mac. Get educated. We need attorneys. We need like you have stories. I watch your podcast all the time, and
thanks, brother.
Yeah, no, I love your podcast, bro, because you talk about real stuff.
That's right.
But you have people here all the time talking about the things that are happening in the world and why this is happening, like people getting locked up. Like, much love to homeboy, the one, whatever happened to his family member, and you got that molester, they let go. Kane, much love to him, man, and they lock him up.
Yeah.
So we need people to represent them, our gente. And so I tell them, okay, it's cool, be a rapper. That's go for it, right? I don't kill their dreams. But then I said, at the same time, do something different.
Yep.
Do something different, because we need more of you in these places so we can have more opportunities. Yes. So when you take a film to Netflix and the white guy's like, they don't understand the culture. They don't get it, right? Yes. You need a guy that's gonna get it and say, yeah, this film needs to be seen.
Yes.
Right. So I always push that on them. And I gotta say one last thing, because I have a student. I'll just say his first name, Emiliano. Much credit to him. This kid, man, every once in a while you get a kid that you see it in him. He's already going to like a high school that in a dorm, and he's gonna be an attorney. He's he's nice. Academically he's there. He's gifted, and he's not the norm. And then I had one student, I think he was African years ago. Right. I could see him being president. Man, that kid was like, really? He'd do speeches, and he went to we got him to go into this high school, Endeavor High School, Endover, I think it was called. But anyway, he he's gonna be, he's like, he wants to run for Congress, and he wants to do some powerful things. Wow. And he probably is. He came back a few years ago, and he's involved in some stuff. But my point of that is, that's what we need. We need more of that. You know what I mean? Yes. Because we have a lot of rappers, not to say that I don't want them to rap. I'm just saying we need more of this.
You know what the word is? Representation.
Yes, we do.
We need more representation. We need more representation everywhere, homeboy. And the way they shut us up, though, Daz, is they say, like today I got into it with the guy on the Instagram. That's when you know I'm old. Because I posted that thing, and we'll go into that one right now, too. Okay. I know you like my political stuff, too.
Oh, yeah, I do.
On the homeless thing, right?
Okay.
Why you always crying? Why you fucking dumb, homeboy? Like, I ain't crying shit. I'm paying taxes.
Right.
The way to shut somebody up, it would be like him going to his boss and say, hey, man, can I get a raise? Why you always crying? So if his boss tells that, I'm going to tell him next time. Jesus. No, we say stuff because we're concerned, brother. Right. We're concerned. And a lot of times, all the stuff you just said right now, there'll be some people, especially in our community.
Oh, for sure.
That they'll be like, we're already doing all right. We're doing this. Like, we don't need nobody's help. No, I'm not saying we're kind of forcing the hand to get that help, because nobody else will give it to you.
Right.
And the last couple of years, the movements that have started, they're getting their shit going across, because they're not just complaining, they're actually doing something about it.
Yeah.
And we gotta start making noise. We gotta sit there and say, yeah, we need more people on Netflix. We need people like that. And hopefully we can start getting there, Daz.
Yeah, no, I think we will, to keep it positive. I think I do see a lot of kids, though. At the same time, there's some that are like getting into that hood stuff, but there's a lot of kids that, I have kids that I've talked to, and they come back and they're doing well. Like, hey, mister, you know what, man? I was going this way, but now I'm in college. I'm enrolled.
Yes. They're listening. They're listening.
So that's the good part. I do see there's hope for the future, and a lot of these kids are paying attention, and they're going into that. They're going that way.
It's education.
Yes,
it's education. What it is we're combating right now over 40 years. I'm gonna say 40 years. People say, yeah, gangs been around longer, but I'm not talking about gangs. Mm-hmm. For the last 40 years, out here in Southern California and in Northern California, all California, we've been battling the myth of prison, of gangs, of romanticizing it, of this is the lifestyle, of this is what real men do. This is what gangsters do. Gangster grow up, join a gang, start fighting one another, and then if you're honored enough, you go to the pinta for the rest of your life. And then when you get to the
Yeah.
pinta, there's gonna be a big old cheering crowd, and they're gonna give you this golden arch, and all they
I
do is give
know.
you an 8x12 cell and say,
I
"That's it,
know.
homie." And then you end up like, "This is the grand prize."
I know.
And now guys are getting out, and they're coming out and actually telling, "Hey, dude, those guys are coming out and saying there ain't no future in this shit. We're fucking up." So we're fighting 40 years of that right now,
Yeah.
and I think we are
You're
turning.
making a yeah, we're turning that
We're
that
turning,
page.
but it's about education. It comes down flat out. It's about education, and we need to get out there as homies that that know people, live that lifestyle, the whole shabam, and push that same narrative, just like you're doing, little by little. We got to be that big homie before we had that big homie. Hey, homie, come here, homie.
Oh, you're right, man.
Now we got to be that guy.
You're right, because I was influenced by those guys. You
Of
know,
course.
like there was a homie from Carson. His name was Chico. I remember he looked smooth, bro.
That's right.
You know, I
Big
remember
shoes.
down the street, yeah, and he was like OG, and I used to look at him. He had the like, did he have the Stacey Adams? I think he did. He was old school, bro.
I'm sure he did.
Smooth, right? And I was really intrigued by it. Like, that dude looks fresh. I want to be that, you know.
Yes.
And then you get caught up. Your homies, a lot of my homies were skaters at the time,
Right.
but then it just takes one. You join the gang,
Yes.
and then everyone we just start hanging, right? And that's how it started, bro. That's how it started. But you know, for me, I really, and I tell the students, you got to be a critical thinker, bro. I would always be, I would peep the game and say, hey, this dude, he just got locked up. They come back, celebrate him, right? Like, hey, you just did whatever. But then I would always be like, I don't know about that. And then I did get locked up once.
Right.
I got locked up. They took us all in the paddy wagon. It was this big gang fight. It was a party. The other homies from another neighborhood, they took all of us in. And I remember it was Carson Sheriffs. And I remember sitting in that room, sitting in there. And I had a homie, Pee Wee, rest in peace, Pee Wee. He passed away. But I remember him saying, oh, man, I can't wait till we go to the county. They got good food in there.
Romanticizing it.
Now, me, I sat in there, bro, and I was like, wait a minute. I love music, right? I was like, wait a minute. I don't want to go to no county. I want to make some music. I want people to hear my stuff. You know, this ain't for me. Like, I remember thinking that. And as soon as I got out of there, my dad was like, quédate ahí hasta que te salgan. You know, te dejen ir.
Right.
He put me through that. But I learned. I was like, you know what? This ain't for me, man.
That's great.
You know, I got to do music. And then that's how the music helped me stay out of that.
Right.
You know, and at the same time, and then I wanted to get educated. You know, I had to provide, bro. Like I had to help my family. They came from Michoacan, my mom and dad. They worked hard.
Arriba Michoacán,
Arriba
cabrones.
Michoacan. You know, my mom was a seamstress. My dad was a carpenter. And, you know, they always said, hey, we came here to give you a better life.
Yes, sir.
So I would always think, okay, what disservice am I doing to them by getting caught up doing 30 years in prison? How am I helping them? I need to take the opportunity they gave me and get educated. That way I can help my family, right?
Absolutely.
Like, you know, and so those are the things that help me, you know, just I would always think and peep the game out like, hey, this homie, you know, and you know, and they were still cool with me, bro, at one point, because I kept it real. They're like, hey, homie, you know what? Music's your thing. I remember one time I'll share the story. My boy Mario, I don't know if he's listening, but they used to call him Snoopy,
right,
from the neighborhood. And they went to go do a drive. They were going to go do a drive-by. Rich Rock, my homie Ese Rich Rock, was going too. They got in.
Right.
I wanted to get in the car, bro. I remember this day. I was like, I'm down. You know how it is. I'm
Of
down,
course.
homie. I want to go. Pompeado. And he's like, nah, homie, you can't come. What do you mean I can't go?
That's right.
Nah, you do you music. Nah, you ain't coming. They didn't
That's right.
they didn't let me. He didn't let me in the car.
That's right.
Till this day, and I tell kids, that's a real friend.
That's a real.
He
Yep,
was
that's a real
friend.
homeboy right there.
That's a real
friend.
homeboy.
Yes, yes.
They go, they get caught on the corner. They get pulled over with shotguns in the car. Vámonos.
Vámonos, cabrones.
Rich Rock calls me on the phone from jail, like, oh, they got caught up, whatever, and they had to do whatever they had to do. But that taught me a lesson, like, and it made me realize, like, okay, he's a good dude. He's a real friend to me,
right?
And so I think that I tell kids that all the time.
Absolutely,
like, think about what they're telling you to do. Why don't they do it?
You know what I tell the guys too? I tell them, listen, fool. He's not your friend. He's your homie. There's a
That's true.
big difference,
There's a
carnal.
big
Let's get this right. There's a big difference. He's not your friend. He's your homie. Your homie don't give a fuck. Your homie wants to
100%,
party. Your homie wants to this.
100%.
You go to jail. The homie's in jail. Let's keep the party going. homeboy.
100%.
A friend is gonna be that guy right there. That was your friend. That guy said, no, you're not going. I already got my shit going. I already got my problems. I don't need to bring you on.
That's real.
That's straight up, dude.
So much love to Mario, man, and Snoops, man. If you watch,
for
thank
sure,
you, man.
homeboy, for sure.
Real. That's
Those
a
are
good
real
guy.
guys. And the crazy part is also that there's a lot of guys. Most people think that in the hood and young guys who are watching that. To me, is don't join. Whatever you do, do not join a gang. If you're a young man, do not join a gang.
That's real, man.
Straight up, just don't fucking do it.
That's
Because
true.
those are the strong-minded individuals. The one that could say like you. No, there could be people hating, but no, most homies really. Most guys want to do what you're doing, but most of them just don't have the guts at the time.
Yeah.
Don't have the confidence, or there's a very few that just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Straight up, there's just a very few that just don't give a fuck. Those are
That's real.
and that's how the streets work. But to me, before anything, just don't even join the hood.
Nah, don't join.
Don't join the
man.
hood. You don't got to be down for in being a gang. You love your hood. Go to school. Do your thing. Put your hood on the map, homie.
That's
Put your
how
hood
you
on
do
the
it.
map.
Yeah,
Do it.
when I went to college, you know what I did, man? I because right there in Wilmington we got Harbor College, but all the homies were like, "Don't go to Harbor. It's just like going fucking high school, man. Banning, like you gonna fuck up. All your homies are there." That's what they used to say. So I was like, I went to a college far away, community college first before
Right.
I transferred, and I purposely was like, I'm gonna go somewhere where nobody knows me, so that way I can focus. No distractions, bro.
That's right,
Just
yeah.
do my thing. And I tell kids all the time when they're like, "Oh, but it's hard, mister." My friend, I'm like, okay, then just gotta go somewhere where nobody knows you, man.
Right.
And just meet new people, go over there and focus and do what you gotta do. But talking about the story with Mario, man, I just thought about it, like, thanks to him, because if I would have gone, potentially I could have had a felony. Let's say I would have got a felony. Let's say something would happen, I got a felony. I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have been able to be a counselor. I wouldn't be able to work with students. So I think about that now, like, whoa,
No.
like it could have changed my life drastically.
You're making it too easy. I know homies that went on that ride and caught 20-some years. They're barely getting out on parole right now.
You see?
That could have been. In other words, karma could have just changed a complete thing right there. If you would have got in the car, he would have said, "Fuck it, come with us." Guess what? He ain't getting pulled over right there. He's getting pulled over after you guys pull up on somebody, shoot him, kill him.
Yeah, I didn't
Everybody's
think
going to the
about
joint,
that. I didn't
homeboy.
think
So he
about
probably got a little good karma and say, "You know what? I'm gonna pull you over right now."
Well, I didn't think about it
Straight
that
up,
way. You're
karma
right.
gods, the gangbang gods.
It's
I
true.
said, "No, this guy just did assault to this guy. I'm gonna pull this guy over because if you three would
I
have got
believe in that.
if you three would have got in the car, there's a very good chance blow somebody's chest off. And all right, homies, you guys are all doing life. And I know a lot of guys
Yeah.
that are doing life in prison that they weren't out there just killers. They're just some shit like that.
yeah,
homie.
just
Some
like
shit
that.
Hey, homie, come in the car. Let's do this. And
That's true.
boom, that's it. But that's the horrible part. That's the horrible, the stupid, but it's just not even stupid. I take that back. The
Mhm.
uneducated part of the game, the uneducated part of us, homie. We already all know this already. We
I know,
already
man.
all
I
know.
know
You
it.
go through that door, you are gonna fall down a cliff. But we continue to send so many youth down that because we can't swallow that pride and ego and say, "Hey, gangbang is all wrong, homie. This gang shit, it's wrong. It's wrong. We're fucking
know,
up.
man.
It ain't pushing up it ain't gangster." You know what people get upset at me saying? They say when I say gangbang is low level, homeboy. Oh, they get hurt.
They get mad.
Oh, they get hurt.
I mean, to me, I'm more like gangster. To me, gangster is, getting your thing, getting your holly going, taking care of your wife, taking care of your baby, taking care. I know people that would rather go on tour and do the rap thing, still living the dream, but they got kids here, not even being fed. That ain't gang. That's gangster.
No, sir.
To me, gangsters taking care, not getting caught up in that, right? Like saying, "Hey, no, that's not the way I'm gonna go. I don't need to do 20 years." No disrespect to the ones that have done
No,
it,
absolutely not.
because the ones that have done
Absolutely
it, like, I think, I'm pretty sure they come back, and the way they can give back is telling little
And-
homies,
and they do.
"Hey,
And they do.
that's not what you want to do,
And they
man,
do.
little homie, because look what I went through. Avoid that," right? So to me, gangsters getting educated. And when I say educated, it doesn't mean, oh, but because you hear songs all the time. Oh, I make more. I don't know if Eminem, what rappers say that I make more than my teacher, blah, blah. It's not about money. It's not about, you get educated doesn't mean you're gonna be a millionaire, but you're gonna have a good life.
Yes.
And you're gonna have a positive life, and you'll be able to take care of your children, your wife, have your nice little crib, whatever that is. You know what I mean? Like, and that's where it's at, man.
It's one or two. you're either gonna live the American dream or you can live the American nightmare, homeboy. Choose one.
That's true.
Choose one. And that education will give you the American dream, carnal. Straight
Dude,
up. Straight up. That's what it is. And I think I wanna piggyback off your comment about the homies that been down. Nah, dude, it is no knock on them. And they, I believe,
yeah,
know it.
no, yeah, for
I
sure.
got homies still doing life. I got homies that still I'll go to their mom's house. I'll be like, hey, dude, here's for your son.
Yeah.
They're still part of my life. I mean, they're still part of my life. And these guys I grew up in elementary school with. But they know it, and I'll talk to them on the phone every once in a while, and they'll be like, man, what's up? Just sitting here bored, man. Just fucking bored out of my. Like I said, this is the grand prize. I mean, you put in work for the hood, you kill somebody. Your grand prize is I'm bored as fuck in a room with another man, and they know it, and they're like, well, at least I got a little bit of action. But they're coming out with, I said, what's up? What you gonna go out? Nah, hell no, I'm gonna go out there. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to take care of it. Like they're already in that mentality where they finally grown up. Because what happens, a lot of these guys get busted young. They think I'm the hood. All about the hood.
Yeah, mature.
One day you wake up like, what the fuck am I doing here? It ain't all about the hood no more. You kind of realize, I'm throwing my life away, dude.
Yeah.
And hopefully these young guys don't do that, and we gotta break that cycle.
We gotta break it, man. You just said something with pertains to choices, right? Like, and I tell my students, you have choices. You got choices. If we're free to choose, man. And I tell them, look, I say, because a lot of times, they make a big deal about certain things, but I say, look, man, at the end of the day, we're always going to have problems.
Yes.
Now, the difference is you're either going to have a good problem or a bad problem.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, what do you mean, mister? What are you talking about? Okay. Let me give you an example. You get educated, you're doing well now. You went to college, you got some cool money. You're not rich, but you're okay. You got a home here. You sold your home. Yeah, when you sell your house, you got problems because you got to move out quickly. There's problems, right? Because everything you do, there's problems.
Car accident or just
whatever, right? Your life. So now, but the thing is, you made some money. Now, you could buy yourself a bigger house for your family, for your children, whatever. Okay, that's a good problem to have. You want to have that problem.
Yes.
Now, all right, over here, you got this problem here. What's the problem? Well, you went down the street. You're in the car like my homie Snoop. You go blast on some food. Boom, you blast them. You kill them. You're going doing life now. That's a bad problem.
That's a bad problem.
And I said, here it is. Choose one.
That's a bad problem.
And they say, oh, I see what you say, mister. I go that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I hope they really follow that. But
well,
you know what I mean?
I would think that not all of them all the time, Daz, but what you're talking to them, I'm sure you've made their decision making much better.
I hope
no,
so,
there's no way you're not. There's no way you're not, because you're a homie that came from the hood. You know what it is, and you're speaking from the heart, Carnal. And we need more people like you, because a lot of times there'll be people who don't know, like the industry, who you get somebody on Netflix that don't know the genre, don't know, like, nah, you know the genre and you know the whole thing, so you're speaking from the heart and you're speaking where that guy's kind of like, man, this does kind of make sense, man.
Yeah. Hopefully that's the plan right there, that they hopefully it doesn't go. I mean, but
sometimes it does.
Sometimes it does, bro, because
right.
like you said, right? Sometimes in life, some of us, you gotta learn the hard way. Some of us,
you did your part, man.
Yeah.
All right. So you know what? I know you want. What do you think about the show, man? Hey, go to Brand real quick, Chris, please. I think it's Brand.
Oh, Brand.
Yeah. Let's see. Is it Brand or is it? Go down. Yeah. Go down. Go down a little bit there, buddy. All right. Hold on. No, not Gil James. Don't go to Gil James. Go up a little bit. Go to the right there. Go to the IMG. That one. So hold on. Don't take it yet. Take it out again. So. Yeah, we talk a lot. You're a fan of the podcast, which thank you very much.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think I'm too political or not enough?
Nah, I love it, man. I think it's raw. I think we need this. I think
so.
It's honest, and there's something about honesty.
Yeah, it hurts.
I mean, my girl always tells me, man, you got to be honest, and there's something to that, and the truth hurts.
The truth hurts, brother. The truth hurts. Yeah, but we be hitting each other up every once in a while. Hey, did you see that? Like, all right. So this is the one that guy got butthurt on the ground. But show that one real quick, Chris. So this right here, it's not necessarily that hotel. It's just a picture I got to use. There's a program in LA City.
Okay.
It's called Operation Room Key, homeboy. You can take it down.
The name already.
Operation Room Key. Yeah. Okay. And the reason I bring this up is because they had a homeless encampment in it's a small little like pocket park in Koreatown. I think it's right before MacArthur Park. They had a bunch of homeless there, right?
Mhm.
And supposedly because of the pandemic, well, they've been there all this fucking time. Stop lying, right?
Right.
So they had to move them out. So what they did is what they've been doing to all these big parks, like Echo Park. They have to fence them off. So they need an excuse to get you out of it. They can't just say,
Okay.
"Hey, you're loitering, you're camping, it's
okay.
illegal." So what do? Echo Park says, "We're remodeling. Can you guys all leave?" We put a fence
Wow.
around it. They kick them out, right? They did that in Echo
It's
Park.
the game.
That's the game. So that's what we're teaching the game. They went to MacArthur Park. Same thing. We're fencing up, and all of a sudden these guys are leaving the fence because they know they're gonna come back. So in Tokyo, little Tokyo, in downtown LA, they have the same issue in a small pocket park. Well, there's some few people that refuse to leave, and the ones that did leave, they put them in. Picture again, Chris, real quick. They put them in 5-star hotels in downtown LA.
Mm. Mm.
All right.
5-star hotel.
They put them 5 stars. All right, Chris. They put them in 5-star hotels in downtown Los Angeles, and people were getting upset at me. Well, Gil, that hotel's been closed for 2 years. No, you jackasses, do you not understand that it may be closed, but as soon as the city walks in there, the city signed a big contract saying, "Yeah, we will pay $500 a night." At least. I'm sure it's probably a little more. I'm sure they put a
Damn.
premium into it because of that. I'm sure they're paying a minimum of $500 a night, right? And the hotel's like, any damage these guys do, you're paying for it. Any stank, any cigarette, I guarantee you half of the rooms. I'm not saying there, the operation case. Come on, dude. Imagine you get these guys all crazy. They're gonna go into the room, they're gonna tear this place up. And I want to know if you think like Operation Room Key. Do you think that's a good thing? You think that's helping the cause of drug addiction, homelessness?
You know what? I mean, I would have a question of like, who's paying for that?
You're paying for that. You're paying for that. You're paying for that.
So
We're paying for that.
So you're saying our tax dollars is
absolutely.
Paying for that. So you know, and my girl, I got to give her credit because we always have conversations. I always bring things up,
right.
You know, and my girl, you know, she back and forth. You know, that's how I gotta give her credit where credit is due, and we have these conversations. She makes me think a lot about stuff, and we have these convos. But to me, you know, those kind of programs, I think about like, you know, those programs where like Section 8 or whatever, where you have, you know, and some people, don't get me wrong, some people need the help, right?
No, absolutely.
Like, so, but to me, if I always think about, okay, but is there a limit? Like, you know, okay, 5 years, I give you 5 years, we're helping you, but in 5 years, you better have a job or X, Y, and Z to get yourself on your feet and do your thing, right? Like, or like, do you need to, after 5 years, okay, well, now we got to check it out. Okay, you got a job. We're gonna stop giving you so much. You know, we got to pull back.
Well, that's the problem with Section 8 is because it gives you a thing, I believe, where eventually, if you get a job, they're gonna take so much away that it's not really worth getting that job. So that's why people don't want to work. They should give you like a 5-year thing, right? But every 5 years you go ahead and resubmit for it. And if you're doing your thing, if you're like a single mother with a kid, I'm all down for it.
No, I agree.
And you're going to work, or you're an elderly person. Listen, there is enough housing in Los Angeles for homelessness for people who need it.
That's true.
For people who need it.
The ones that need it, though.
I'm all down for it. Yeah. But I'm also down for we got, I don't know if you saw when you got off the freeway, the little house out there.
I did.
I rent them out if you want a couple. You guys want to spend the night at the rent house right there? They got parks. You can do meth. You can do heroin.
Shit.
You can do anything you want.
Oh, man.
It's like, what was that hippie thing, please, Chris? Woodstock.
Oh, Woodstock.
This is North Hollywood Woodstock. All right, you go there. We do heroin. I invite all my subscribers, members. We're gonna go to the little homes in North Hollywood. We're gonna smoke meth with American Cholo weekend. So I'm okay with those, right? Only this one. Not right now. I don't like it. If every single person going in there was tested for drugs once a week,
I agree.
Randomly.
I agree with you. I think and that's what I mean. Like, I think there needs to be better oversight.
Yes.
Or whoever's running these programs, like, there's got to be something like
for profit is a problem. They're for profit.
That's the problem.
For profit.
You got to make sure that the help is going to the right people.
Yes.
Now, because like I said, you know, even where I work, bro, like I've seen it where there's sometimes they got like 6, 7 kids or whatever, and you know, things happen, but at one point, sometimes people are abusing it, and they're doing it for the money. And then at one point, it's like a crutch, bro. Like,
it is.
And so when are they going to be able to do it on their own? Okay, you give me free money. Why do I need to work? If I'm getting money, then, hey,
yeah, but then, but this is the problem with a lot of the Latino community is that we start going off of that free money thing and say, no, people need the help. No, they do need the help.
No,
But
no, yeah,
they start thinking, they start saying that right now what you're saying is what Republicans say. That's what they'll start saying.
Yeah, no, I know.
And it's not what Republicans say. It's what middle class, hardworking men and women say. Like,
I
dude, I'm
agree.
paying money. I don't. Republicans will also say starve all the kids and all that. And we're not saying that.
No, we're not saying that.
We're saying we need the programs.
Yeah, to me, I'm the same way. I'm like nonpartisan. Like for me, I think that's where I'm at because I look at like Democrats or Republican. Sometimes some of the ideas are way out.
Yes,
whether
on
you're
both
Republican
sides.
or they're both of
On
them.
both sides.
So I don't really look at it that way. I think about the policies or what things, how they affect me and my family, or that's how I look at it. I don't like, oh, I'm Republican, I'm going here. So I think those people that say that, they're tripping because I'm not.
They joined the gang.
I'm not part of none of those gangs.
Once they pick the Republican, then they join the gang.
Yeah, and to me, that whole thing about like, whoa, they're saying, "Yo, you're Republican, this and that." Now, you have to have a good oversight. Like, you have to make sure that the help is going, to the right people.
You need
like
management, professional management. Dude, these guys don't do it. They're
dropping the ball. Someone's dropping the ball.
$500. What do you think, Chris? You think $500 a night, get a nice room for a homeless guy is pretty cool? What do you think?
No, I think it's too much.
Right.
So how much should we pay for a Motel 6 maybe?
Maybe Motel 6.
Yeah. What? So what's
in the $100?
How about nothing, dude? How about nothing, Chris?
Hmm?
If you're drugged, no.
Yeah.
A family. Okay.
If you're
first
on
of all,
drugs,
if it's a woman or a man with kids, and you could tell the guy's not on drugs, and don't tell me how do you know they're on drugs? Well, they're walking in like that, and that fool's tweaked out. You know they're on drugs.
That's real.
Now. Come on, straight up.
I just give you an idea. You just give me an idea, but go ahead.
There should be different programs.
Okay.
There should be programs for people who are just like I was talking with Ese Daz.
All right.
And I just went for a walk before I came here, and there was a dude just sharp, dressed to the nines, right next to a tent, and he was smoking. And I was like,
living the dream.
That guy's not homeless. He's fresher than me.
He's living the dream, baby.
That's real, though. Yeah.
But he was. Yeah, I could tell by the smell.
And
I was like, damn. So I was like, you know what? There are people who are really, really going through some things, who are just down and out for a month or two. Maybe they just got laid off. You know what I mean? They didn't have the crutch.
No.
And then there are people who are doing drugs and ruining their lives and blah blah blah.
Right.
And we need to have tiered programs for
those. I'm down with tiered programs. But at the end, I believe that there should be drug testing and everything, because what you just saw right now, this is what I have different names for all this stuff. This is the beginning of a tweaker.
Okay.
And we see them all the time. Hey, did you see it? You'll see some girls out there that look like they just came out of college, and little Britney, because it shows more, because if you showed that to America, they'd respond more to it. If you show a black or brown, they don't really care.
Okay.
But we see Britneys out here in North Hollywood all the time.
I'm getting the vision.
Some pretty white girl from college that her she lived
nice.
And Britney's like for like the first month, and after like 6 months, I see Britney's like got no. Like, I mean, just turned into a zombie.
Hair's falling out.
Yeah, you just turned to a zombie. And I think that's probably what you saw with that guy looking fly. He's, he's in his beginning stage of tweakness.
Okay, yeah.
He's in the beginning. There's the tweakness. And
stage one.
He's in stage 1 of tweakness. But once you hit that stage 10, or you're out of it, you start collecting trash.
Yeah.
The thing is this: you can't give people free stuff without holding them accountable. And to me, holding him accountable would be, okay, guy, I'm gonna sit here. You're in a tent, all right? We'll have a tent area that will send you first for a week to detox. If within a week I do a test on you and you're clean, I'm gonna get your no problem. I'm all down with that.
Okay,
but you will never hear a city or a politician ever talk about what you drug test them. What did you drug test them?
You know what? That's a good point, because I'm in education, right? So we always, there's events or whatever, we have lines, people line up, right? We do things, right? I mean, even okay, how about COVID, right? When they testing people right on the spot?
Yeah, for a minute.
Okay, so because I'm thinking about what you're saying. So, because to me, I mean, I don't know much about that program, but so you're saying that all those homeless people, they're like straight up, no matter what, here we're gonna give you rooms, right? Yes. So we don't matter who. Oh, you're homeless. Come in.
Well, if you were in that area, or you just go sign up. Yes.
So whoever, right?
Yes.
So if we have lines for everything, like, I mean, I brought up COVID, but I'm just saying, even where I work, there's lines, people line up. Okay, let me see this, let me see that. Okay, you go here, you go there. So how come they're not doing? Okay, we're gonna drug test them. They could drug test them. We're gonna drug test. You're gonna take some time. Okay, who in this one? Oh, you're on drugs. You ain't getting a room, homie. Like why? Why not? Right? Like
I'll tell you why. There's a couple reasons.
it's politics, huh?
It is definitely politics. It's definitely the reason they don't do it, and this is what they use. Oh my God, you're judging people with a problem. You're judging people with addiction.
Yeah.
No, I'm not judging them. I know they're addicted. I need to test them and make sure before I give them this $500 a room night. I'm being responsible. All right, that's one. But the real reason,
violating my rights.
The real reason behind all this. Let me expose the real reason. They might come and get me this weekend. The real reason behind all these programs, brother, is they're for profit. People are coming in here. It's corruption. They're making money off all these places.
I agree with you.
This is the biggest scam that's going on in LA's history, right? They're getting these hotels and they're paying the money to the hotels. I don't care. You're the city.
No, of course.
I'll slang this shit to you all day long.
Of course.
And the reason the city does that, because imagine for 1 second if we could snap our fingers right now, right? We could be Thanos and go boom, right? Okay. And all of a sudden, crime is gone, drug addiction is gone. All right, this is for 1 second. What happens? Half of the city's out of work. Half of the city's out of work. You don't have the sheriffs. You don't have the judges. You don't have the people running these places. You don't have the people at the where do you get the welfare? SSI office or the welfare office, wherever. You won't have those fools at the welfare office waiting for that EBT. You won't. No. It's like a big. You're throwing money
business.
To it, and they keep making more branches. Oh, we need a branch for homelessness. They're just making more work. And what it is, they got something to the politicians sit there and fucking just bullshit about, but they have no control over it. They've lost control of the drug problem, and they keep lying. Homelessness. We need to build more. We need to build more. Build more. I can't afford to buy a 1-bedroom over here or rent a 1-bedroom.
I agree,
You're building stuff for rich people. You're not building stuff for homeless people that can't afford to live there. You're building stuff for rich people. You want us out of here, and that's the big corruption.
Gentrification and all that.
Yeah, dude. Gentrification is fine, but you know what? If you're gonna kick somebody out, let's say it's a 10 unit apartment building, right? Okay. It's a 10 unit apartment building. I would say 5 of those people should be grandfathered to sit there and say, even all of them, all right, you guys come back in. The city can subsidize for a couple years. Okay. And if they screw up their hood, then you kick them out. Then you start right now. But there should be a certain percentage of people stay in their neighborhood, because that way that means your neighborhood is staying
you're building your own neighborhood.
But they're not. And the problem with us as Latinos and even blacks is we keep voting for these jackasses, and all they're doing is kicking us out of our hometown.
Yeah.
And they're telling you, come here, I like you. They're backstabbing you. They're punching you in the back, getting blood. All right. They're draining us. They're draining us, and we don't see it because we want to be woke.
That's true.
It's a damn shame.
I agree with that, man.
Hey, be careful out there, though. I got the green light.
They're gonna be coming.
The homeless guy on the green light on me right now. Hold on. The city might after this one, Chris. Who knows?
They're gonna come get you, man.
Okay, so go back to the banner. So test them. Right?
No, I think that's a good idea. I think that's what they need to do.
What you know about Ukraine and Russia, homeboy?
Ukraine and Russia. I don't know much, but I try to stay up to date with certain things, and
that's what I see. Show that picture, Chris.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. So basically, Russia is going after Ukraine, right? Because they want to join. Is it NATO?
Yeah, that's what it was.
They want to join NATO, right? So
you can even make it smaller, I think, Chris. No.
So
share the screen.
And so basically, if they join NATO, let's say they did, right?
Right.
Then the U.S. is close to Russia, and they'll be able to kind of attack them easier. Or what is that? Is that kind of like the thing where Russia's kind of saying like, oh, hold on, homie, this is too close to us,
yes,
kind of thing.
That's exactly what it is.
I'm sure you know.
No. Yeah, we did the whole thing. It's exactly what it is. It's that after World War II, NATO started getting bigger, and Ukraine was part of the USSR.
Okay.
Back when the USSR was in power, and there was a few countries in there that as soon as they pulled out, as USSR crashed. Okay. Like, what's going to happen in America if we don't change fucking trajectory, right?
Right.
And people believe it can't happen, Gil. Your history, boys and girls. Type in the USSR. What happened to it? And type in like a 5-minute video or a 2-minute video. You know how those guys do the videos quick? 2-minute videos. What happened to the USSR? The USSR was one of the most powerful nations in the world. It was the 2 biggest homies. It was the United States, the USSR, and it was a Cold War. They were all getting guns, missiles. We're gonna kill one another. They were talking a lot of shit. And at the end, USSR went bankrupt. no money. The ruble was worthless. It was done. So the America came in there with other countries. All right, this is what we're gonna do. These guys are no longer part of you. Ukraine was part of them, and Ukraine was at the border of all the Eastern European countries. So what was Ukraine? Ukraine was the hub where all their fucking missiles were at. They had all the nuclear weapons. Ukraine had all the nuclear weapons, and they gave them up. Ukraine gave up the big gun because America told them with Russia, with I think it was Great Britain or one of those, and they said, "Here, sign right here, Ukraine. You're gonna give up the guns, and we, America and NATO, will back you up if you ever get into any pedos." And now fucking Ukraine's beat the hell up, and they're like, the Ukrainian people are strong. They're America and
fake news.
They're antagonizing Russia to attack more. So Russia pretty much has been telling them for the last 8 years, 10 years, hey, dude, you guys cannot join NATO. This was the agreement we signed in 92.
And we knew the agreement.
We knew the agreement. Fool. We knew the agreement. The agreement was in 92 with the Budapest Agreement. Okay. It was the Budapest Agreement. It's there. It's in writing. But then they say, oh, it wasn't. We didn't sign it with Russia. We signed it with USSR. No, you jackasses. We signed it with Russia. USSR was gone at the time. That's why Russia came in there and negotiated.
Wow.
But America started feeling better, and all those countries started getting blue. So there's so much NATO in Europe now.
Okay.
But anybody who's NATO, you know, the America's gonna put weapons there. Come on, now.
Of course, bro.
We'll put bases.
It's
It's strategic. But at the end, you got a big guy like Russia telling you, hey, dude, don't do it. Russia finally said, all right, fuck it. You call my bluff. Look what they did. Fool. Look what they're doing. They're making the West, NATO, look like straight chumps right now. Straight up. They're making it look like chumps. And America has put themselves in a position where everybody's looking at them like, so you ain't going to do nothing? And they keep saying, and the map that I'm showing, Chris, can you show that map again? This is what's going on. The red is what Russia is controlling now. The red. They're coming in there. And it's only been 3 weeks.
Okay.
Right? All right, Chris. And what you get in the news, and it's sad.
Okay.
You hear the news, listen to any news, whether it's liberal news, even right-wing news, right?
Okay.
You keep hearing, oh, they've stalled. They're stopping them. A week ago, they were about 40 miles away from the center of the city. As of last night, they were 9 miles from the center of the biggest city in Ukraine where the president's at. They ain't stalled, homie. They've been coming forward. They're 9 miles away, and now they're like, we got to negotiate. Well, whatever it is. and Russia has told them, trip out on this, they're going to start sending weapons through, like, I think, Belarus or in Poland and some other places that are connected to what's the name? The Russians already told them, if you guys start putting weapons to these borders, I'm bombing it. In other words, they're flexing their muscles like America does all around the world.
World War III or what?
If America does a no-fly zone, there's a World War III. If America starts pushing in a bunch of weapons through these borders, there's a World War III. Because, well, there's a World War III if America responds, because Russia is going to bomb.
Of course.
Russia's going to hit. They already hit. That's it. And all this shit the news keeps talking about, oh, they're fighting. Dude, these people are getting destroyed. Let's be honest. No, they're putting up a fight, but they're getting destroyed, and they're going to get destroyed. But we keep saying, yeah. It's like I said on one of my podcasts, like you're in the ring, fool. I'm all fucked up. I'm like, Daz, hit me. Get him, fool. Get him. Like, no, dude, you're supposed to hit my hand. You told me back in 92 if you got my back.
Man.
That's what's going on.
Right so you think, but is that I love this country. Right.
Absolutely.
Let me say that first of all. First off,
I got the flag up there,
yes,
homeboy.
We love this country.
God bless America.
But if you look back in history, U.S. has a habit of what? Doing certain things.
Oh,
right?
Yes, they've been.
Would you gotta, if you're gonna go over here, oh, why you going against you? No, you gotta understand something, man. You gotta admit that our country has done a lot of stuff, right? And so maybe what's happening is kind of you're mentioning, are they kind of having them do the dirt for them? Are they sacrificing?
No. They are not sacrificing.
No, you think?
Yes.
Ukraine is
the U.S. gave them as a sacrificial lamb. Okay. You know why? Because the U.S. thought that I'm going to sacrifice them, and this is just me speculating.
No, right? of course.
Even though I do got the back line.
Yeah.
The United States, I personally believe, is sacrificing Ukraine, made them their sacrificial lamb because of this. Because they got to put all the sanctions they've been wanting to on Russia. And they're trying to choke the hell out of Russia. But what they don't understand is while Russia is choking,
we're getting choked too, bro.
So are we.
I just had to put gas, bro. What the?
And it's not the rich and wealthy of any of those countries, because the rich and wealthy,
they're good.
Okay, I can't buy the big jumbo jet this year. I'm gonna stay with my old private jet. I'm gonna stay with my Bentley this year. I'm not gonna buy the new. That's the worst they're gonna get, homie. It doesn't really hurt them. Yeah. Who's hurting in both countries is the middle class, the people that work. Bro. The tweakers even got a good home. They got a 5-star hotel, carnal.
That's the worst, and that's what I see. That's where you start. Like
that's why I start getting upset. Like, come on,
you know. I mean, when people criticize, like, nah, bro. You know, when you're middle class, you start seeing everything. Who gets dinged?
When
who
you start
gets
paying
hit?
taxes,
we get hit.
Yeah,
you know, the rich, like you said, the rich they're good. Like, what? One less jet.
Yeah,
I'm cool. I got 3 in the,
that's
whatever.
It.
So, you know, and that's where, and that's why I love your podcast, man, because you open up people's minds and you get them thinking, because
trying to educate them. This is the game.
Educating them.
This is the game.
And man, no disrespect to all the podcasts. I love all of them, but the reason I really, really like dig yours and really enjoy it is for that reason.
That's right.
That moves me, man. Like, you know, educating and people listen like that would probably not hear this stuff, right? Like,
right
now you're like letting them know, hey, this is going on, and they're like, whoa, wait a minute. You know, they start being critical thinkers, like start thinking about what's going on. Like, I had a guest come over here.
You feel
Seis $6 way.
Quiero que sepas,
You think it's gonna hit 7, 8?
Yeah, absolutely. I said $7 about 3 weeks
ago.
I
was like $6, bro.
I said on the podcast, I said, listen, guys, you guys think politics don't affect you? Wait till your shit comes to $7. It's gonna come to $7 if we go to war. Sure enough, it's gonna go to 7. It might go 8. It might go 8. It depends. It depends where this thing goes. Again, if we do it no fly zone, if you don't know what a no fly zone is, it's the whatever whoever owns, like in America, no fly zone. You can't fly a jet. You can't do it. Well, if NATO were to say there's a no fly zone in Ukraine, that means any airplane that goes through there, we can bomb it down. We shoot a plane down. World War III. That would be right there. We're on World War III, because then Russia says, all right, we're bombing everybody else. And he's flexing his nuclear muscle. He really is. He's the first, like, quote unquote legitimate kind of president who has nuclear weapons that's flexed the muscle like that. He said, if the Western powers get involved, I'm pretty much getting my nuke guys, getting them on stand, because it's going to be a straight all-out nuclear war.
And you know something that I think the difference between Russia and between the States? This is what I think. They don't bluff, bro. Like Russians.
Well, it depends on leadership.
I think Russia in general, they're very honest about what they tell you. You know, in the West is very different. Like, you know, I think out here, it's a little different where like we play the game, you know, like even in career wise, like you want to tell people what they want to hear so you can move up. I feel like Russia, when they tell you, hey, if you, I'm gonna do this, bro, like you know what I mean? I think there's a difference there. You know what I mean?
As far as flexing war wise, yeah, you're right. Like I thought you were talking to the people.
Oh, no.
No, as far as what he's saying, yeah, he's
not playing.
Hey, he's already in a war. He's in Ukraine with thousands and thousands of troops. The war has started, people. I don't know if you don't know, like these guys, the war has started. Yeah. Like, no, this is a full-on war. Oh, that's the thing. There's civilians getting killed. No, the only reason the U.S. is making so much about civilians because civilians are looking, well, they kind of look like you. They're kind of like skinny with blue eyes, homie.
Hey. Mestizo, bro. Hey, Spaniards, bro. The Spaniards conquered it. Yeah, you're right.
Hey, Chris, check the passport on the way in.
Hey, you know, it's great. There's truth. Oh, anyway, the way I look, though, bro, I've gotten past it's there is a difference, bro. Like, I'll get passes because I look like a weddle. As soon as I open my mouth, though, they know I'm
raza. Of course,
that's the problem. But
so that's the problem with the media right now. They're showing so much civilians are getting killed. He's a war criminal. Remember Operation Shock and Awe? They had a name for it. When Bush went into Iraq, it was named Operation Shock and Awe, people. They even announced it. Everybody get your popcorn ready. Operation Shock and Awe will start at 6 p.m. prime time. And we're watching the news and you see Operation Shock and Awe. It was one of their biggest cities. They're just exploding everything. Do you think those bombs were like special bombs that only kill military people?
Kids, everybody.
They were destroying the city. It's the same shit. And to me, it's horrible, brother. But now it's at least let's have that conversation. To me, it's the West, it's America pushing the envelope too much because you guys have been doing it. And there's some other crazy stuff, that conspiracy stuff that's actually And I'm not a conspiracy theory. The one that gets me is so much. Dude, trip out on this. I don't know if the video is taken down. I saw it.
Okay.
Putin came out and made a statement. He had his whole cabinet there, and he said, "This is a message to the West."
Okay.
To all the West people, that you're pretty much he's calling him a geezer, Biden. He's doing
Oh,
that. Biden
Biden.
called him a war criminal. Right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
now they're on the ground talking shit about one another. So he pretty much
Took a
said
page out of Trump.
that the powers that be in your country are using Russia as far as an scapegoat because your gas is too high, because your thing is too high. That's been happening. The reason that's been happening is because the people that run your country own property in what's it called? Morocco.
Oh, Morocco.
And he was naming all these luxurious places. It's like it's the elite of your country that wants to sit here and blame us and blame them while they're sitting here making a world market. And in your country, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And it's true.
He ain't lying.
As much as they're talking about this and that, yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
I hate to say it.
yeah,
Put this right on that one. The
yeah.
rich are getting richer, and that hasn't even slowed down. It's getting worse. And he's like, and all the while, they're just blaming all this stuff. He's like, no, it's their greed. It's the American greed. It's the American just trying to like run the whole world instead of sitting and taking care of us, brother.
I mean, that's true, bro. I mean, I just recently saw a survey about like families out here and the wealth,
Yeah,
whites compared to black and Latino.
yeah.
And I want to say that the typical family, let's say the white family has 8 times more wealth than the black American family. And like maybe 5 times more wealth than the Latino. This was the survey. It was 2019.
For sure.
So it's not a lie, for people like, oh no, it's real. Like
Yes.
there's a discrepancy. There's the wealth, who owns our wealth.
Yes.
It's real. So he's not lying, bro. When he says that. I mean, and that's the thing, right? Like you have to really look at it, and like you said, the truth hurts, bro.
Well, that's why I think that the left is all for giving all the stuff for free, right? The
But who's it costing?
Yeah. The left is all for giving all the stuff for free, and the rich is for giving all the stuff to the rich. And while we're in the middle class getting stuck with the bill, homeboy. That's the problem. That's the problem that we gotta wake up to. We need to come together and say, screw both those guys. Listen, man, you think they got our best interest at heart?
No.
Brother,
No. I have a friend who was involved with politics, and he was on actually when Obama was president. He was on. He used to helping the Latino people coming from, or the Mexican people coming from Mexico, whatever,
Right.
helping them out when they got here, right? Like trying to get them work, all kinds of stuff, right? But I asked him, I said, hey man, since you're in politics, or you see it, I'm like, have you ever seen a politician that really cares about the people? That he goes, yeah, I have, Daz, but the guys that really care, they don't get there.
No, they don't.
And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, bro, come on, like, and I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, no, dude, they don't make it
because they don't get the backing. Everybody pulls out. I'm like, oh no, we can't do that. But I think that's why I'm trying to build this thing up where we can expose, like, no, fool, look at this. You can see the truth. And I think most people, the more they see it, is like, well, that's
and that's what I was going to ask you right now. I was thinking about that when we talked about this. Like, what do you think is gonna make what's gonna change everything? What do you think? Do you think it is like how you're trying to get everything together? Like, hey, we'll strengthen numbers, right? Get out there and vote. And I'm responsible for that, bro. In the years back, I wouldn't vote, bro. I was the kind of person, like, I would even say, man, it doesn't matter.
No, it matters.
Who cares? And now I'm like, you know what? No, I think it does. I think it does matter. It probably does.
It's
matter,
not. Listen, it's a few things. It's not just let's go vote. Let's go vote. Let's go purchase. Let's not purchase. It's a bunch of those things all put into together. And the thing is, the numbers, they will cater to the squeaky wheel. Straight up. Like I said, stop with, oh, you're complaining. No, I'm not complaining. I'm trying to get the piece of the pie, just like everybody else.
Sure.
But the thing is, we don't got no representation to actually bring that up because we will talk shit. I mean, they can sit there. No, I mean, I'm trying to do this for us.
Yeah.
But that's why at the same time I put that number, 100K, end of the year.
I know
I'm gone.
I mean, you know what, man? I hate. Honestly, I hate to see you go. We gotta help Gilly Gill get that 100K, because honestly, there's not a lot of shows like this or podcasts, because I think So if you would go, if you left, I'd probably call you, bro. Like, hey, come back, bro. Just because this is educational, man.
No, it is. It is.
I enjoy it.
But it also takes a lot of time in my life. Takes a lot of energy.
For sure.
Takes a lot of energy.
That's for sure.
It takes a lot of energy. But this is the real reason. Somebody asked me that today. Hey, dude, what's up with that? So let me tell you. And I tried to tell them. I said, listen. That's when I went to the place in San Fernando. I said, I'm trying to start a movement. I'm trying to get something actually going. If I can't get another 45,000 people to press a button, How the hell am I gonna get a few hundred people downtown LA protesting? How am I gonna get somebody in Long Beach something happening? How am I,
No,
that means people
this is
just
just at
want
home,
people
dude.
just want to go on the gram and do nothing. I mean, in
Yeah.
other words, they just want to talk about it. But I don't want to just talk about it. I want to do something about it. But if the numbers aren't there, then you know what? The hood ain't cracking the way I thought the hood was cracking, homie.
That's
I'm ready
true.
to bang, carnal.
Nah, no, yeah, right.
I was
You
a
taking that mentality
I was
here.
a gangbanger in the 90s,
That's real.
homie, and I'm the fool in the meeting saying, "Hey, fool, let's go do this with this." Who came over here? Hey, boom, boom, boom.
I agree.
We're getting this shit cracking. But what happened one day is I woke up in jail and said, and none of these other fools are really banging as hard as me.
Yeah,
Straight up.
yeah,
That's what happened in my
yeah,
life. I'm like,
yeah.
and I don't want to get myself caught up in that again. So I'm like, I'm banging in a positive
Yeah.
way. Let's do it for our people. But if our people, like right now, you got 112 on the live, right?
Yeah.
Those 112 after the live go somewhere. Hey, dude, they're eating dinner. Hey, dude, check out this channel. Make sure you subscribe. But no, I be getting people shit. No, let me see because subscribe. They don't. They don't. They'll subscribe to some TikToker dancing or some just ghetto ass shit. Well, if you want ghetto, homie, get your money, player.
I know,
Keep getting
man.
dumbed down. Get your money. It's cool to watch
I
stupid shit
know.
here and there, but we're too. Listen, like I said, if I can't get a button pressed, there's no movement, Daz. And I know when I bow out and be like, "Here you go, homeboy. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go swimming over here. We're gonna play some pool. We're gonna chill. I'll still invite you.
No, invite me. But I'm gonna tell the people. I'll tell the people, hey, make sure you subscribe because what he said, it would be a damn shame because you're right. You're gonna go back to your life like I would, my pool. I enjoy my life. Gilly Gill's trying to do a movement, and I respect you for that. I commend you because that's not an easy thing to do because you take time out of your family, out of what other things you could be doing.
The grandkids
bro.
are here, the wife's here. We're
no,
here.
for sure. And so, yeah, subscribe because you're right. Like a lot of times, I don't know, TikTok, whatever. Like, I sometimes some of this stuff is trash, bro. I see it and I'm like, oh, but it's like. It's like people love trash. Like I use that word because sometimes I don't even bring up my Lakers are playing like trash. But anyhow, so it's like I don't know why people are so intrigued with that bull crap. Maybe it's entertainment, right? People would like to get entertained, I guess. But every once in a while you get something like this where you get educated from it. Your kids can learn from it. And and it's raw. Maybe some people, oh yeah, but no, but it's raw, but it's real, and it's honest.
It's
man.
not no worse than what they're seeing on the street.
That's true.
It's not no worse than what they're seeing on the street. See, then you got guys like this. Stop it, Gil. Stay humble. Yeah, all of a sudden that's not humble. No, that's me calling you out, homie. That's me calling you out, calling everybody else out to say, help the movement grow. It's easy to sit there. This fool's over here, panzón, drinking this. Stop it, Gil. Wifey, Gil's not being humble. Fool, go out there and do your shit.
That's right, man.
Hate the hustle, hate the game.
That's real. I mean, I'm with you on that. Like a lot of guys, it's like, you're very humble, bro. To be honest, you're very humble. I think that people mistaken your honesty and your rawness from not being humble. But you're very humble and you're just speaking the truth, bro.
And I am who I am. Like I speak to you the same way I'm on the podcast, the same way I'll go to the hood and buy a beer and see one of the homies. Same shit. I don't gotta put no front. I gotta put no thing. I speak the same way at work. I speak the same way. It's just what it is. It's the truth. But the truth hurts. Bro.
The truth hurts.
That's
bro.
what it is. The truth hurts.
The truth hurts, bro.
Hey, Chris, go to I don't think my mouse is not working. Oh yeah, it is. Yes. Is my mouse working, Chris?
Yeah, that was good.
Is the other one there?
It's plugged in though.
No, there's two of them though. That could be the one for the keyboard.
Oh.
Mr. Chris. No, that's it. I want to show you the new ABCs, boys. It's great. I think. Okay, go to I think it's the one with the plus with the TV at the bottom.
This guy. Invite?
No, to the left.
Share.
That one. Yeah, do that one. Go to video file. Go to YouTube downloads on the left. Go up that bad boy. I want to say it's YouTube downloads. Right there, left, right there. Yeah, hit that one. Go to the ABCs. Go down. There's a new curriculum you guys should teach at your school.
Oh, let's check it out. Let's check check out the ABCs. It's gonna remind me of Rich Rock's rhyme. Rich Rock rhyme.
Hold on. It's the one right there. Go down, Chris. Yeah.
There's no title.
No, you press it.
Gotcha.
There you go. Open file.
Let's see.
Chris. Pause it. Rewind it. Let me give you what it is.
All right.
So this is great. This is for all the parents out there. You guys better pay attention. This is what's coming to your school near you, real quick.
Let's see, man. Let me peep game.
All right. It's a new book called out. I think it's called the ABCs of what's it called? I don't know. You know what? Play the clip.
All right, play it. Let's see.
Turn the intro music down, Chris. I got you. Thank you, sir.
Is for alive. E is for buy. C is for
Yeah, it's
coming
one of those
out.
middle ones.
D is for
Yeah, one of those.
drag.
Go back, rewind. You gotta rewind. You gotta
E
rewind.
There it
is for ally. E is for buy. C is for coming out. D is for drag.
Órale.
E is for equality. F is for family. Uh-oh. We missed a page.
Yeah, you gotta get this book, then.
G is for game.
Órale.
H is for hope.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I is for intersect.
Híjole.
Inter-
J is for joy.
Intersex is joyful.
And
Apparently.
this
It's a kid, dude.
is real.
This is
K
real.
is for Kiki.
This is
R
real.
is for
Lesbian.
lesbian.
This is
Órale.
real, brother. This is
N
real.
is for Latin. N is for non-binary. O is for orientation. Very good. P is for hands. Q is for I don't know what Q. That's okay. Q is for queer. Queer.
You is for queer. Yeah, I forgot that one.
Respect.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
S is for sachet. Sachet. T is for trans.
I think we saw enough, Chris.
Yeah, that's crazy.
U is
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
That's nuts. Like honestly, for me, my opinion on that, as an educator, I don't.
Excuse me. We have a live going over here. Excuse me. I gotta be like that.
Yeah, it's all good. I feel like, I got a daughter now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like, they're kids, man. Like they're kids. Sometimes I feel like we're putting things into their head. I don't know if this is an agenda. Like it almost seems like there's an agenda out there.
There's definitely
And nowadays, and that's the thing, is like nowadays you gotta be scared, like, oh, I might get, I don't know what's that word, excommunicated. They're gonna
cancel you.
Yeah, they're gonna cancel me. And I have a big problem with that, because to me, it's like, well, you gotta, okay, if you want to be respected, then you gotta respect other people's opinions, right? Like I have a child, and like, I don't want someone else teaching my kids certain things,
No, of
especially
course
when they're
not.
little kids,
Sexual
bro.
stuff.
Exactly. And the thing is that you're you're putting it into their mind. Like think about this: when a little kid's growing up, who are like, as a parent, right? Like everything you teach your kid that young is very impressionate on them.
Yes.
Like and they, I think back when I was raised by my parents, whatever they told me was law. Like it got
Yeah.
into my head. And then
They're programming
their
you.
program, exactly. And so my parents programmed me a certain way. Now over time, when I became an adult, then I start like, being a critical thinker, saying, okay, I like that, I'll adopt this, and that. But I mean, that's too young to be doing this, and especially if they're not there. It's my kid, man.
It's called the gay ABCs. That's what it's called. It's called the gay ABCs. I
Gay
saw it.
ABC.
It's not yet in schools everywhere. Actually, you can put the number up, Chris.
So they're trying to put this
Oh
in the
no,
school.
they're not trying. They're going to. They're going to, brother. It's not they're trying to. They're going to. Like I say, people have their agenda. It's an agenda.
Dude,
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
but
Like
they're using their numbers. They don't have that many numbers, but they have influence.
Oh yeah, they do.
They're using their influence. They're using their stuff. And until we actually sit there and say, "Hey, as a parent, I just don't want this in my school."
You're right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You're right.
There's nothing wrong with it. Just
You're
like
right.
just like they can push their agenda, say it's okay. Okay, but it's also my right as a citizen of the United States.
You're right.
To sit there and say, I don't want this in my kid's school.
No.
No school should be teaching kids anything that has to do with sexual stuff, especially at that age. Dude. That's like somebody saying all of a sudden, the dominatrix community, I like whips. I am dominatrix. Like, no,
Yeah.
there's you don't need to teach that. Can you teach racial stuff? Yeah,
Yeah,
different stuff.
equality.
But what they're doing right now is they're indoctrinating little kids to sit there and be like, oh well, I might be gay. No, you'll figure it out as you go, or you'll see a child and yeah, that guy might be. Who cares? They're kids. Let them until they turn like 13. When you start thinking about sex and you're going through puberty, then you can start putting books out like that. But
I
no,
agree.
not at that age, bro. That's
I agree.
insane.
But you made a good point. Like even in the school system, man. Like a lot of times though, The thing is, they go to certain communities where people are not educated. And see, here's the thing that, like you said, as a parent,
We got a call all the way
you got a call
from Baja. You hear it?
Yeah, I can hear.
From Baja California.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I hear that.
Caller, who's this? What's a you? All right, what's up, Jesse?
Joe, I just got a little advice. I think the problem you're having is you're always talking about stuff, but you very seldom talk about ideas. You talk about the problem, but you don't ever throw out any ideas on how to fix the problem.
I've actually have thrown out ideas. I actually did a whole video on homelessness. I don't know if you saw it yet. If you want to do a whole video on also on immigration, some people just kind of see like a snippet like this and say I haven't thrown any ideas. Have you seen my video on homelessness and how I think we should fix it?
No, that video I didn't see, but from the videos I have
go
seen,
back about 6 or 7 videos, brother. The videos are there. It's just you got to look for them. But I definitely did a whole video on homelessness. After you watch that video, then you tell me I don't got ideas.
Okay. And then another thing is why does everything always have to be about race?
Because that's the world we live in, brother.
Okay, why can't you focus on policy?
No, because before you focus on policy, it'll be taken over by whoever's running that racial card right now. In America, the last movements were what? Tell me what the last 2 big movements were.
BLM.
BLM?
Yeah,
What movement? Okay, what happened now? But what do? They changed all kind of policies. They got all kind of stuff in schools and more money.
They didn't change anything.
Huh?
They got a bunch of money donated and didn't do anything.
Okay,
there's still people
changed.
Still like that. Okay. Nothing has changed. Look, I got an idea. Here's an idea.
Shoot an idea.
Push for you come from a construction background, right?
Yes.
Why not push for police departments to be bonded like contractors? And rather than taxpayers paying these frivolous lawsuits,
right,
have the insurance companies pay them. So if you got a road cop that's got a bunch of complaints,
they would never insure him.
If he can't get insured, he's gone.
They would never insure him. They would
that
never
would fix
insure
the
him.
problem overnight.
I get what you're saying, but you know how you do stuff like that, brother? You get people educated and you get them into political office. Those are the bosses of these guys. The problem is not the police. The problem is the police are robots. Okay. So if you see crime right now, crime is going through the roof. Why? Because we turn the robots off. Because we say the robots are killers. The robots are this. So we said we're going to police our own people. And what happened? Crime is going through the roof.
Swinging the other way. Yeah. I think it's part of the strategy. They're trying to implement a police state because the Democrats, we know, love police just as much as the Republicans do. But it's when there are people in charge is when they like the police.
So let me ask you, what state or city do you live in?
I'm in Baja California.
Okay.
I live, man. I grew up in this. Not grew up, but I come from the same background as you do. Okay. Construction, all that stuff, and I just got burned out on that, man. It was.
I get it, but listen, I sense your frustration. But as far as ideas go, my man, I don't know if you know, if you follow me enough. May 21st, we're having a meeting out here in North Hollywood. It seats over 200 people. I've invited all brown men and women that are concerned about their community so we can do exactly what you just said. Share ideas on another on how to fix this.
That's where I'm having why. Okay, do you know how much more you could get done if you just get rid of why does it always have to be about race? That's what my knock would be on them. If they rallied when white people got killed or brown people got killed, you know what they could have accomplished? Because if it wasn't about if it was about police brutality is what it originally started off as.
Because they need to get their base going. We don't have a base. And if you really think that we're going to let the political system that's in power right now, the political system that's in power is this. It's white people, brother. Let's just be honest. You can sit there and try to push it any way you want. We don't even speak about we should have a brown president. And it's sad because it seems like you're kind of on that train, but in other words, they don't need representation. When I get white people calling me and say, hey, Gil, why do you say that? I said, brother, you guys own the White House. You guys own the Senate. You guys own the Congress. You guys have the majority of governors. You guys got the majorities of mayors. You guys are already running this shit. So it's easy for somebody who's running it to say, you don't need to talk about race. No, you guys talk about equality. And the reality is that we are not represented in America, period.
But here's what I'm saying, though. You're missing my point. When Obama was president, the blacks had representation. Where did that get them?
What do you mean?
We got BLM. We got all these movements. There was more racism after Obama took office than before. So since the 60s, it's like, are you making progress or are you regressing? So having a black or brown or whatever color person that's not fixing or addressing the issues is irrelevant.
There is
that's my point. It's not about color.
But it is about color. Because why? Because when you see in TV, and if all your kid sees on TV is a white or black person being a doctor, being this, and they're seeing the TV, the brown guy being the dirtbag cholo, guess what? The kid's gonna think, I'm gonna be a dirtbag cholo. That's just reality. And if you don't see the influence that Hollywood has, and it goes back to what? To representation. I mean, I understand your point. I see your thing. I disagree with it. And I think there's enough people that are brown like-minded that can sit there and say, listen, I should not be ashamed to sit there and say, I'm trying to do this for my people, for brown people. White people do it all the time. Black people do it all the time because the white people don't have to say it anymore. They kind of just do it. It's called the Republican Party. Come on now. Let's be real.
See, that's where we disagree, because I'd much rather. Okay, let me ask you this question: would you put somebody that didn't have the same ideas as you, that was pushing, like you were just reading a book or something, that was pushing that agenda, but because they were brown? Or would you put somebody that was maybe black or white, whatever, Jew, whatever, that had more ideals that you had? Or would you vote for somebody strictly because, that's my raza, I gotta support my raza, even though they don't stand with what you believe in?
I will vote policy all the time. I will vote policy all the time. The problem is,
well, then say that more. Maybe you're not.
Well, no, maybe no. This is what it is, brother.
A lot of us.
Maybe you're not listening enough, and you just hear the little stuff, and you kind of jump on it. And there's people who do that all the time. And I will sit there and say, like right now, you don't talk about ideas. Go look at my homeless thing. Go see it. I have it there. But the problem is, a lot of people just get very emotional because this is an emotional thing. I know you care. I care. Yeah. We just have two different approaches to it. But I think most people hear a certain bit and they kind of think, oh no, he's just going off of this trail. Nah, brother. I do policy, but at the same time, I'm trying to get people of my color ahead, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And you shouldn't be either. Yeah, hey, brother, thank you for the phone call. I gotta get this other one, man. All right, brother. Let's see it. Put it on red, Chris. I got you. That was a good call, by the way. Caller, what's you?
It was good.
Oh, Richard sounds upset. Hold on, let me see first. What's up, Richard? I'm doing good. Talk to us. Daz over here.
Good, what's up?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
All right, man.
Hey, really quickly, man. That last caller that said, "Don't make it about race."
Yes.
Man, I'm with you when you say we should be in the middle center.
Yes.
Independence. Yes. I think that's the best spot for us to be in, because what happens is that a lot of our people, a lot of Hispanics, they either tend to bite too much into the left or into the right, and that's dangerous,
yes,
man.
Facts.
Okay, you got it, because look, really, the left and the right, they are both saying the truth about each other, and at the same time, they're telling you lies. At the same time, they've only discovered themselves to be as hypocrite and corrupt, like for everybody.
Yes.
And for any Hispanic to come in talking, repeating either liberal or conservative talking points, those guys are lost, man. Because I understand. Look, I'm in the middle, just like you, man. All right, that's the best spot to be in. And also talking about the why Hispanics don't make it here when it comes to entertainment industry. I don't understand why is it that we are even trying to cater to a group of people that aren't really going to like what we have to present. I mean, take all the minorities away, right? You only have about 150 million white people, and then you got about 40 million black people, right? Together, they only make about 200 million. Why are we stretching over 200 million when south of the border we have over 500 million people? Not to mention around the world, people watch Mexican or Hispanic novelas. They listen to Hispanic music. I'm not just talking about corridos or different genres. We have the rest of the world and over 500 million people.
I understand. I understand that, but the thing is this: those are all Spanish-speaking platforms for the most part, and the American Chicano, the American Latino it's a different breed. And at the end, I go to most of my, let's say, families or anybody's house. They're not watching Telemundo. Straight up, they're not watching Telemundo unless it's my in-laws. They might be watching, but the rest of them, no, they're watching NBC, Channel 11, HBO. They're watching American channels. And the thing is, we on American channels do not have any representation. In other words, we have no influence. And that influence, the BLM taught us, influence is huge. You don't have to be anything. You could be a sports person. Go ahead.
Actually, we do have influence, but here's the thing. We don't have the Hispanic school to teach us our history and the influences, the things that that, and I'm gonna say I don't like to identify with the color, but here it's all about color. It's about race, black, white. I mean, we Hispanics, they separate us, right? We don't take pride because we've been taught to be ashamed of. We don't take pride of what brown people here in the United States has already done, and I'm talking about during colonial times.
Right.
A lot of stuff we don't get credit for. Like we should credit for a lot. We should feel our people, our kids, have been taught to be ashamed and have been taught to want to be.
You're cutting out a little bit.
This is done on purpose. They've been taught to want to be either white or black, but not brown or Hispanic. Why? Because according to them, the story, their narrative, we haven't done jack shit.
Well,
Are you kidding me?
Well, that's why we get that influence and start making shows that show what we do. That's how the game's running. That's the influence.
In there. We need people to get in there.
Check this out. One of the cultures that our people has pretty much has influence in all of the Americas, probably even around the world. Check this one, and I'm only going to name one out of many. Our people, brown people, our Aboriginal peoples created America's favorite pastime, which is what? Barbecue, brother.
Oh, I thought it was barbecue, la barbacoa. Yeah, we got a huge influence, of course.
But guess what? Who do you see with Corona with the Corona beer now?
Snoop Dogg, homeboy. Snoop Dogg got the Corona now.
Bad Bunny.
Snoop Dogg got the Corona, carnal. Yeah, but we're back to the influence, carnal. That's why we need that influence. Hey, and also, you know what else? The Mexicanos, they started the Cowboys. But who you got? You got what's his name? What was that? John Wayne.
Oh, John Wayne.
Yeah, we got a lot of. Hey, my man, thank you for the phone call. Stay in the middle, homeboy. Stay brown and down, brother.
There you go, my man. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it's crazy. You get two, and that's what I deal with all the time. I deal with that all the time.
I thought that was Roger.
No. Oh, you're a fan of Big Roger, huh? Yeah, I'm surprised.
Roger, bro.
No, Roger right now is probably.
He says a lot of good stuff.
No, wait, no. You know, Roger started as a straight troll with me, right?
I just.
Well, it was funny because
he's a troll. You can tell.
He would try to but now he would try to troll me,
and
then I would actually answer his thing. I thought he was trying to like probably stump me or something. I would actually answer his thing. We go back and forth, and finally, Roger's like, I can't troll this guy, and then he'll just do his lightweight trolling here and there. But Roger's gonna start a podcast with him pretty soon.
Oh, I want to check that out.
All right, I don't know. Man. Maybe at night, homeboy. It's called Button Dildos. So you better watch out. That's Roger's podcast.
Oh, that's him right there. I'm just kidding.
Let's see who's coming in. Caller. Identify yourself. What's the question? Who'd you call, man? This is the IRS, carnal. Come on now. It's American Cholo, homie. It's American Cholo. Let's do this. See, that's when you try to figure out if they're trolling you or not. Yeah. Yes.
And then look up a definition of a cholo. And it's of Mexican descent.
Yeah. Okay.
And even Chicano. Look up that definition too. And that's all I got to say. All right. Look it up, homie.
Have a good day, carnal.
All right.
You'll be all right.
All right. Gracias.
All right, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I deal with many different individuals. Many different. Hey, so you know what? Oh shit, they're coming. See what they got. The homie Ish. Let the homie Ish. I just like the name. He might be a crazy guy, but the homie Ish. What's up, Ish? You there? Oh, you got stage fright. Pinche Ish. Yes? No? I guess not. There you go. They hung up a lot. So what do you guys got going on, man? You doing some more music before we wrap this up so we can start talking about?
Oh yeah. We got I'm working on the new Spanish Fly album. Johnny D's new album. We're working on the new documentary. I'm working on part 2
That's
on
right.
the Spanish Fly. We're just gonna go and talk a little bit about Frank, Tricks, and myself, and just how we, the way we started and the evolution of what we're doing now. Because my boy is a pastor now, so a little bit of that, and and then I got some stuff in the works, man. Probably with my boy Little Rob. So I won't say too much about that, but you know,
Rob,
much love to him, man.
I'm looking
That's
for
a
you,
pioneer
homie.
right there.
That's another guy, homie. I'm looking for you, little Rob. I'm looking for all these guys, homie. I got about 10 months left. I'm looking for them.
Nah, you can't go away, man.
Hey, homeboy, hey, that's why I'm calling them out. Carnal. They already know what it is. They want to come on. Let's do it. And I gotta listen before this thing goes over. I got a lot of high people. You'll know. Come on.
I hear you.
At least they've already agreed to it. It's just it's patience. It's
I know.
patience. But
yeah,
I'm doing it. But no, I'm looking for little Rob, homeboy. But let's talk about the most exciting thing that's happening in your life in the last couple years. Homie, having a baby.
Oh yeah, man. You know, my girl right here. Much nothing but love for her. You know, and my baby girl. Yeah, she's 1 year and 3 months. Right. Scarlet Snow.
That's right.
You know, so you know, yeah, that's the love of my life right there, bro. That took over. You know what I mean? That's right. Like priority, bro.
That's what's good, homeboy.
You know, but yeah, I'm blessed to have her, man.
That's right. So let everybody know where they can find you, where they can see you, if they want to beat you up.
Yeah. You can find me, you know, on Instagram, Ese Daz 110 South, you know, or Ese Daz Spanish Fly. Same thing with YouTube, you know. I think I'm Ese Daz Spanish Fly on there also. Either way, just look up Ese Daz and you'll find me.
That's right. That's right.
But that's it, man. I only got the IG and YouTube. I'm not too much about TikTok.
What more do you need? Yeah. All right, Mr. Chris, let's go ahead and let these people know that we appreciate them coming on. It is Saturday. They're still young. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
And I want to thank you, man.
Oh, for
I want to thank you. Gracias, bro. I appreciate you. You know, because I think a lot of times we forget that, you know, you guys help us, make us who we are in the fans, man. So thank you guys.
That's right. And we appreciate that, man. All right, you guys, be cool. Thank you. Share, subscribe, the whole shabam. Fade to Black Chris, and we're out this bad boy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.